energy. So we're not going to have sex based on hoping to like them. We like what they look like.
He's not the same as a woman, okay? Women, maybe we don't need a man to take care of us.
The thing I'm saying is dating is prostitution because 9 times out of 10, she's engaging if she don't get a man a pussy based upon what he's spending his money on.
Take on this male persona when you don't. Like, independent is just about being able to do it for yourself. And it doesn't need to be beyond that.
And you can take care of yourself. So when I came on the scene and stuff,
what you want. But if you break up with someone to heal, I think you need to be by yourself for a little while and then move on.
Who said if you're about to start hoeing, you need to start hoeing on your way out? So I definitely disagree with that part of it.
Why you had to do it to him, Kilo?
Blowing up was what I imagined when I was growing up. So it's all gas, no brakes, no time for slowing up. Moving fast, fuck my condition, it got me throwing up. Throw up to grow up, then blow up, homie, that's showing up. Quoted my brother reppin' C.Y.P. You got my back, I got your back, till I D.I.E. Yeah, the way he ran it on the track, I'm trying to...
Yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tawana?
Hi, J-Mac. Hi, Ralph.
How y'all doing?
What's up, Tawana?
Hi, JT. What's up, C.Y.P?
What's up, man? I dressed in all white because I'm raining down the truth. I'm raining down the truth today, so I'm in the all white claim. You know what I'm saying? We got sweatsuits too for y'all who don't know. Yeah, man, but I want to go over this before we get started. We have the defense attorneys here. We have Tawana representing Team Meek here. We have J-Mac representing Team Chris here. Let me get my girl.
Wait, no, if he's Ruff and JT, are they the jury?
Yes.
Nah.
Keish here too. Keish in there getting ready.
Keisha, coming. Okay, so we got a jury.
What's up, Erica?
Hi, how are you?
And also, whoever chimes in inside the chat, they also get to be jury also. Now, the way I wanted this to work is, for me, just because you see something does not mean that the eyes of the people who saw it cannot be swayed. That is how this works. It may look totally like, oh no, that was that. But if J-Mac or Tawana can sway you into thinking differently, then hey, you just got swayed. If at the end of the day, there's reasonable doubt. If any of them give you reasonable doubt that it was the other's fault or somebody else did this, you tell us what you think at the end of each evidence presented. We're going to present evidence. That's how it's going to go. We're going to present evidence one. After we are done, Tawana, J-Mac, they're going to tell us what they think about it, whose fault it is. After it is over, we're going to go to the panel and ask them who they believe argued the point the best. Who do we think kept it real the best? We're going to go just like that. At the end of it, we're going to tally up score, and at the end of it, it's either going to be Meek fault or Chris fault. Let's just keep it real. I don't know who's going to be what, but I want y'all to pay attention to the videos because I took my time to put these videos together in segments so we can see how it started. If anything started, who did what, I don't know. It's going to be up to you guys to decide. I think everybody should understand that. If you come late, you probably will understand where we're going. Shout out to Mr. Rucker, Brandon Maurice, AJ, Mr. Steal Your Chin, all in the comment section. So, fellas, everybody in there, when I asked the panelists who they think was at fault for that little article, you guys also get to comment and tell us who you picked. I will be keeping score right here. If you from the back call, you know how we do. We keep score around here. So at the end of this, you got to take it. You got to take it like a man or a woman. You are found guilty. You understand that? I got a gavel too. Don't have me bang my gavel. J-Mac and Wanda will have 90 seconds each to plead their case for their client. 90 seconds. You will be on the clock. I'm bringing back the clock again. And I'm telling you, I don't want to hold anybody in contempt. You understand me? I don't want to hold neither one of y'all in contempt for going over the time. So once it's over, it's over. And the way we're going to decide is I'm going to write a number down. I'm going to say what's the closest, guess the closest one to the number. Whoever does that, whoever gets closest goes last. So be smart, because usually after hearing the first person go, it can help you on your argument. It's going to be fair. I'm going to write it down first, and I'm going to turn it and show everybody. So it's going to be fair. Guess first, and if you win, you get to pick if you want to go first. So are you guys ready for the trial? Are you guys ready for the trial? Meek versus Chris. We are going to get to the bottom of this. We are going to get to the bottom of this. Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I am ready.
Y'all sure?
Are you ready, J-Mac? That's the real question.
I put my smart man glasses on. I'm ready.
Oh no, you had them on last time.
Ooh-wee.
It's 2-1. Don't make it 2-on-2 now.
Hey, make sure you spray that haterade coming from that bottom stream over there to that left right there.
Okay. The first video is going to determine, were the ladies specifically talking about women, or were they specifically talking about men, or both? Were the ladies talking about women? Were they talking about men, or both? Trial begins.
Hoeing the best way to heal from a failed relationship.
Is that a question for me?
It's first, because you the guest.
Okay. I gotta get into the flow. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. I think hoeing is a good thing when you're on your way out the relationship. Then you out the relationship, and then you find your next nigga while you out hoeing. Absolutely.
Okay. I told you can turn the hoe into a housewife. Did y'all hear what she said though? When she started that, she said absolutely. That's right. That's right.
All right. I have the number right here. Number 1 through 10. Whoever gets as close to the number gets to decide who goes first. J-Mac, you up top. You guess first.
2.
Wanda, you go.
8.
The number is 3. The number is 3. All right. The number is 3. We are now deciding that, Tawana, you are going first. You are on the clock. You tell us, because we know for the audience, Meek said that they were talking in general. Chris said they were talking about the women. Tawana has to prove that Meek was correct. Let's go.
Well, if you listen to the original question, the gender was never mentioned. The panel members made an assumption and connected their personal beliefs, experience, and tied gender to it. But the initial question just asked if hoeing was a way to heal from a relationship. So in my opinion, that was a very general statement, and it was not gender related. Now, the ladies on the panel decided to connect it to women, which I understand, it was a woman's panel, but the initial question was not gender related, and I agree with what Meek did.
Okay, that's all she needed. That's all she needed. Okay. J-Mac, 90 seconds on you.
All right. Look, the panel was a group of women, and yes, the topic could have been gender related, but as men, when we answer the question, we're gonna answer the question to what we understand it to be. The lady spoke on hoeing, and she referred hoeing her way out of a relationship, and a female panel was answering the question, and she spoke on hoeing out of a relationship, and she spoke on hoeing into a relationship. So when Chris was asked the question, he spoke on it from a male's perspective on a female hoeing out a relationship and hoeing to a relationship. I think when Chris spoke first, I think he was immediately attacked from his perspective, arguing the point of what he saw from, because he is a man, he's not a female, so he can only answer the question or answer the understanding of the video from what he understands, which a female panel was speaking about females' perspective on getting out of relationships and going into relationships.
There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Panelists first. Panelists first. Was Meek correct, or was Chris correct based on the evidence and what you just heard from their attorneys? I want to go with JT. You tell me who you got.
Based off what I just heard and based off what I remember, I have to go with Chris was correct. That's the question. Who was in the wrong?
Yep.
All right. Oh no, Meek was in the wrong. Meek was in the wrong. I think when Chris gave his opinion and his view on the video, he was immediately attacked. Well, she agreed with him, and then she agreed with him to disagree with him, because like she said, I agree with you, but then she brought it about men. So that wasn't the question. If the question was how Chris answered it on his view and his opinion, so I think Meek was in the wrong.
All right, Erica, who was in the wrong?
I think that they both were right in what they were saying, because I understood exactly what they were saying. It was just that Meek counteracted with another question. That if you don't like the fact that women may use hoeing to get over a relationship, do you feel that same way about men? I mean, we're a man and woman panel. So that was initially what happened. They were both right though. His reaction was, I wouldn't want a woman that talked like that. And then it was like, well, wait a minute. What if it was a man? Because that's what we do. I don't think either one of them was wrong. I don't think Meek was wrong, and I don't think Chris was wrong. So.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's where I'm at.
Hey, let me tell you something. Don't feel sorry.
Okay. I feel like either one of them was wrong.
But I'm going to give you some advice as the judge. The more I don't knows and ties you get, don't make it look good when on the other side there's a whole bunch of.
I'll say the men were wrong then. There we go. The men were wrong.
All right.
We talking about one man though, not the men.
All of y'all was wrong, but if you want to say Chris, it was more y'all reaction as if she couldn't ask another question.
So,
it's
Chris,
like a question is brought up.
The question asked,
whose fault
were the four ladies talking about women, talking about men, or talking about both?
No gender.
Well, then I am on the side of the women. There was no gender specified. It was a general question for either men or women to answer.
All right.
Hey, I didn't answer that question.
I'm a little confused. How she says she's on the side of the women, but she just admitted that Meek put another question in there to make it a generalization type of question.
Well, she wants elaboration. If it's okay,
I got you.
Like that. She wanted more of an elaboration. That if it was okay, if you didn't like it for women, do you not like that type of talk for men as well?
Right, but Chris.
J-Man got a point. You got a point. If it was about both in general, she wouldn't have had to add the women.
We have to do that though, because the way that you would view it, y'all would only view it as women are being hoes, opposed to it being general, because that's
okay.
So
C.Y.P.
Point out.
Boy, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. You done. I don't want to cut you off.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. C.Y.P. From my understanding, the context of what the question was played, Chris was up first. So Chris has the entitlement to answer his question. He can only answer it from his perception. If somebody cuts him off and attacks his perception and then inserts their take on it, I don't see how it's even a question. Because at the end of the day,
we get more time
to receive it how he wants to.
So we get more time. We can talk about the case a little. I thought you said we only had 90 seconds.
All right, my bad. Go ahead, do your thing. My bad.
No, so now I'm gonna have to speak on Meek's
behalf
because Meek actually, all she did was present another side and asked a question, and it was really just to get clarity on what Chris said and what he meant by what he said. Mm-hmm. And she really clearly said that she felt that the question was a general question, which it is, Just because the other panel members answered it gender specific does not mean that the initial question could not have been answered with both perspectives. And that's what you guys are missing. It has nothing to do with whether or not Tasha K and the other lady decided to connect women to the hoeing comment. It has everything to do with what the initial panel member asked.
Right.
If I was his attorney, C.Y.P, I would say objection, because you can't ask a question. You know that in a trial they tell you answer the question. You can't ask a question with another question. So that would have been an objection right there. So J-Man, you gotta get on your game, because she asked the question was asked. No, hold on. We talking about what Meek did. A question was asked, and then she reversed it and asked it with another question.
But that's different.
Chris did not ask the question. C.Y.P.
No,
did.
he answered.
No.
The question was asked.
C.Y.P. asked the question. She posed a question to another panel member. That has absolutely nothing to do with her answering the initial question. She posed a question to Playboy after the initial question was asked by C.Y.P., which she also answered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Ralph, the answer, then I'll respond to that.
Right. Go ahead, real quick.
Okay, like it's back and forth. We're moving the question and the texture of how the conversation went. Like I said, Chris can only answer the question how he perceived it and what he understood it to be. Whether he understood it to be both sexes or what have you. It was an all-female panel, and they spoke on going out of a relationship and into a relationship. I don't care what y'all think it needed. Excuse me, I don't want to say that. It doesn't matter what you think he should have perceived it to be. We can only argue from his understanding. And like I said, it was on a females panel, a full females panel, and they spoke in a way talking about going out of a relationship and going to the relationship. They didn't say men doing it. They didn't say women doing it. We went off the fact that women were speaking about their perception on how to go into and out to a relationship. You can't change that up.
All right, Ralph, you did not get to go. Ralph, was Chris correct? Was Meek correct? Or were both of them not correct because it was actually about both men and women?
When you can get a response on some stuff like that from a group of women, I don't think that no man in his right mind would assume that he's being included in that question, because it's based, it's the context of it. First off, dudes don't put themselves in the category of hoeing when they go and doing a thing, for one. And two, females have a tendency to generalize things because the way that they respond to things is based on like this idea of equality. So they generalize everything, assuming that we're on an equal playing field. So in that whole rebuttal, the way that she took his response, she took it the same way that she gives her responses, as being a general thing when he's specifying like, this is from my perspective how I see things. So she took it as a personal attack, like he was talking about her when he was just talking about the women in that clip.
I disagree with that.
I disagree completely.
Yeah.
Hey, you cannot.
Not a personal attack at all.
No,
We don't think that's a person.
Well,
you just proved my point.
Matt can disagree, but
Yes,
we can't.
no, listen. Don't comment. I'm trying to tell you.
J Mac can disagree, but we can't.
When somebody gives a rebuttal, you can question them. You are the attorney. You can question them. You're in the courthouse. If you think something's wrong with what he said, give him your questioning. Go ahead.
I'm cool with it. I'm just saying, just as long as the rules I set for J Mac, he was questioning Erica every time she made a statement, but you didn't say anything. That's all I'm saying. It's fine.
I think he just said that the attorneys can question. So you didn't hear that?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Part 2.
I agree with that message.
I agree.
No.
I agree. I mean, that's their life, man. I'm not messing with no chicks that talk like that. But if that's what they want to do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Time out.
Basically, all they saying.
Sometimes, Chris, you big on saying like, a chick has to be this or she can't do this. But when you say that you practice or exercise that type of behavior, because I feel like men have the issue way more than women, where they can't sit still. Like they got their hand in something else, before they done with the thing
like I said, some double standards just are what they are. I have the right to not want to deal with a certain type of activity.
You do, but that wasn't my question. My question was, do you exercise that type of behavior? Are you someone, do you take your time to like take your lessons, or do you hop from one thing to another?
I think I'm the type that face everything head on. I don't try to go get up under something else. I deal with the problem head on.
So
with everything.
If your compadre came and he was exercising that, would you be the man to check him and be like, brother, you need to take some time by yourself and not be hopping from one thing to another? No.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not in no man's business, but if a friend asks my opinion, I'll give him my opinion. But I don't tell nobody that's an adult what to do.
If the friend came and asked you about your opinion, because I feel like there's also a problem with men holding other men accountable. So
I don't think so. Not the men I know.
I do.
All right. We saw what we saw. We saw what we saw. All right, the number's written down. J-Mac goes first because he won last. Give me a number 1 through 10.
4.
Juana, give me a number.
6.
The number is 10. Juana wins. Do you want to go first or let J-Mac go first?
Oh, J-Mac can go first.
All right, now J-Mac, the question is, who changed the narrative? Was it Meek? Was it Chris? Who changed it? If anybody. If anybody.
All right. Tell me when I go.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Tawana, for letting me go first. I don't think I'm going to need that long. If you clearly look at the video clearly states what Chris was rebutting his perspective from the video that was played. And then he went in, and then Meek went to questioning him to either subject her per take on it or try to I'm going to say debate him and walk him into her perception or her took on it, because she immediately interjected the men's side of it or what men do. So it's clearly Chris was on task of responding to the video, and Meek started to interject questions, her perception, and try to change it up and go in the direction where she wanted to take the conversation. It's clearly in the video.
All right. All right. Let me get to Juana. You are up. You are up. Let's go.
This question is so funny because it's like extremely biased, and you can tell who they want to win. But here's the thing: we'll talk about it. You know, when we're on a panel, we can discuss whatever it is that the person brings up. Chris brought up a point, and Meek simply asked him, "Is that what you do in your life?" Right? If that's what you say, you represent this. Is that something that you do in your life? And he couldn't like respond, or he really was evading the question. And it was really a direct question. In my opinion, Chris tried to change the narrative of what she was asking several times, and she had to clarify, like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you something very specific. And I do think like when you're on these panels, you need to be accountable for what you say. And if you say something and your life is not really a reflection of that, then you should probably be questioned on it. Maybe, I don't know. Like, don't say it on an open panel if you don't want people to ask you about it. It's just my opinion.
All right.
Can I rebuttal her?
No, not yet.
Go?
No, not yet. If somebody, you can get a question off from anybody who you disagree with from their answer. All right.
Not us. We can't. No. Okay.
No, not right now. If somebody says something that you don't agree with, you can't question them, but not each other. Not each other.
Okay.
Ralph, you went last. You go first this time. Did anybody switch the narrative?
Yeah. I mean, if you go back on the video again, he was asked a question. It was his turn about his opinion. Then it went from a general opinion to you. It has nothing to do with the subject at hand. So that's changing the narrative. It went from what it was originally talking about to becoming something personal. That's changing the narrative. So, I mean, that's my answer. When you get asked a general question, and you all of a sudden you make it about the person, that's changing the narrative. It was about something else first.
All right. Tawana, do you want to question him?
So I just want to ask Ralph, did Chris ever mention what he does in his regular life in that statement? Did he ever say, I do this in my life and I would never do this? Did he ever mention that in his statement in that video that you just saw?
He basically did. He said,
no, but did he say, I just want a yes or no. Did he say, I do this in my life?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he says that, that opens up the door for you to be able to ask or reference whatever that I statement follows. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask now? Ask him for what he responded to?
Go ahead.
All right, Ralph. Did he say what he do in his personal life? Did he try to answer that question?
He basically did.
Okay. Was he one changed from the narrative that he was originally talking to and opposed another question that he tried to answer in the response of Meek? I'm not gonna say badgering him, but pretty much forcing her narrative off what she wanted to speak about. Did Chris answer that question and also try to stick to his narrative?
Yeah, he did.
Thank you.
No further questions.
Thank you. Erica, did anybody change the narrative?
No. I don't think the narrative was changed. I think that it was misunderstood. We watched a video with people talking and asked the question, is hoeing a way to get over a relationship? And like Tawana said, they all spoke about it, and they spoke about themselves because it was a woman panel. So when I watched it, I was under the same impression that you were pushing the question to us individually. But instead, the focus for men was women being hoes and getting over a relationship. When I saw it, I was thinking that we all were going to answer how we felt about someone doing that or us doing that. Because if we don't like someone else to do it, then that means we don't like to do it, right? So that's the question that I got. So once the question was answered, she wanted to know, well, what about you? Do you do that? And do you promote that with other people? I thought that was a fair question. But for some reason, whenever we ask a question, the men on here act like we are not allowed to talk about nothing else. And no one ever said what the question was. No one said, what do you think about these women talking about being hoes and to get out of a relationship? You said, what do you think about this? And the question was, is it okay to hoe to get over somebody? Nobody answered the question for themselves. Everybody was focused on, well, what women do. And we wanted to know, well, what do you do? And what do you think? Opposed to just knowing, because we know you're not going to like that answer with women. So no, I think that Meek was on the subject of, what do you think about hoeing out of a relationship or after a relationship? Is it feasible for you? And that was the question she asked. It was the same question, whether y'all interpreted it differently, whether he interpreted it differently, whether however he wanted to answer it. Honestly, it was fine. But he was the one that didn't answer the question, and she was the one that was putting them back on it.
Any questions for her? Any questions?
I do have a question for her. You say he didn't answer the question. I don't remember the order, but I don't remember if Chris was first on that one. Chris tend to get cut off because he's tend to get cut off quite a bit because he kind of like smooth talking and he just don't like the what you call him. So he was answering his understanding. No, I have to ask you a question. Okay. Damn, how do I say you a question? You said he was never changed. You say Meek directing him back to the question, correct, Erica?
Yes, I was saying the narrative of the question was never changed, whether it was about women or men, however you perceived it.
Okay.
On the question.
Okay, you say Meek redirected him back to the question, correct? Didn't you say that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is the thing. I don't know how to ask this. I have to ask question, or can I argue my point against what you say? C.Y.P.
Listen, if whatever you want to say to her, you the attorney. You can say whatever you want to say to her.
Okay.
Like she's in the witness chair. You can say whatever you want.
Erica, I'm a little confused how you said she had to redirect him when he answered the question from his understanding, and we all entitled to perceive a question. It never was no direct question, actually. It was a statement in the video showed. And what I remember is what we took away from that footage on that video. So we can only go contextually with on video. So if Chris is answering the question to his best understanding and somebody's questioning his understanding, she's not even on topic. She chose to jump what his response was.
Why isn't she on topic, but he isn't? I mean, why is it vice versa? If he was answering from his perspective and she's answering questions from hers, then why is she wrong?
Because she never answered from her perception. She went attacking Chris from what he responded to. What I'm saying is Meek had the opportunity in the flow to respond to the video from what she took it, and she could have clearly answered it and took her perception from it. She chose to attack his perception and question him about his perception, and she never actually answered the question herself.
We never got to it. We probably would have, but it was such an uproar because she was asking questions that we could never get past it. We could never get to the next.
Hold on, panel.
Go ahead.
We are not going to lie about evidence here.
That is
Chris finished first, and before he could finish, Meek questioned him. We didn't get through nobody yet because Chris couldn't finish before he got questioned. Don't say we couldn't get there when we just started.
No.
What you did right there was you threw some fouls in there, lady.
No, I did not.
Let me close my statement out with this witness, C.Y.P. Okay, how is the narrative not changed if Chris is the first up and he's answering the video and what he took away from the footage, and the person who's badgering him is asking him about what he said instead of responding to what he took away from the video? How's that not changing the narrative?
Why is it perceived that because someone asks you a question that it's attacking or badgering? She seemed very calm, and she just asked. She said when he was answering the question and going around her questions, and she said, "Okay, that's fine. So what if someone asks you this?" He said, "Well, what do you promote that with someone else?" And he says, "Well, I don't be in men's business." Okay, well, let's say someone comes to you and asks you. She was very direct. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't anything. She asked the question. Nobody said that nobody was ever allowed to ask the questions. It got off track because y'all were so into her asking that question and arguing the fact that that was never the question in the first place. It was never about men. And it's like, why does it matter?
You just admitted that she changed the narrative.
She didn't.
You just admitted to it.
She never changed.
How you have a partial judge? I don't understand that.
No, the judge is always going to be honest.
You're not impartial.
Never changed it.
You're partial.
This is not being impartial. I'm telling you what she said.
If y'all want
unbiased ear.
then let's just let
She just said. If she just say we were so caught up on her asking a question.
Yes.
Did she not say that?
But that doesn't mean that she was the one that was off topic. He answered the question of him not liking women.
Erica, we already had a question.
But that wasn't
there's no need for it to get changed to her question. That would mean you are changing it.
The question was
we really just on here just blowing smoke because y'all already then rallied together and decided that y'all gonna make questions so Playboy can win, and so me and Erica, we really don't have a chance.
That's not true. So stop doubting yourself. That's not true.
You can tell that's what it is.
Okay.
Next.
If you just want to wave the white flag, just wave it.
I'll ask you some questions. I already know what it is. It looks like y'all really just.
All right. Well, look.
To present Chris in a positive light. That's what it looks like. It don't look
C.Y.P. Can you come to me?
Y'all are not being partial at all.
C.Y.P. Can you come to me?
Very directed for her action.
But listen, there was two questions asked.
Hold on.
Both of the questions were directed.
Hold on.
Right?
Everybody notices I'm being nice. I'm being really nice. Ask people to hold on. Right? I'm being really nice here. The truth of the matter is, Tawana, I think you need to get Keish over here because she's not helping me. It's not you that's not helping me. She has not given Chris negatives at all. She said both of them are equal. So it's not the men who are doing anything. She's the one that's not as assertive as the men are. The men are like, it was me. She's impartial. And you're mad at the men for being on their square. Please talk to your client.
I'm not mad at anybody. I'm saying exactly what's happening. The
questions.
Well,
look,
partial. Why would I be mad at anybody? I don't care.
C.Y.P. Can you come to me?
Specifically, that the question is partial. That all of your questions are partial toward me, so it makes me feel bad. That's what it is. But I will completely answer my question. I'm okay with answering. I want to question the witness after J Mac is done.
I hear you. I am totally confused on how videos make my questions impartial. They're videos. They're not my questions. They're videos.
Well, you watched the video and you decided what questions you wanted to ask, and you're a judge and you're partial. You're commenting on what Erica said. You're intervening in her. So I feel like you are partial. I don't think that you're impartial. If you were, you would kind of let the questioning happen. I think you're giving your opinion.
There's one thing you're doing, two things you're doing that are wrong. You're arguing with the judge, which doesn't happen in court. Judge boot you out.
I'm okay with that. Because I already know what y'all want to do.
A judge's job.
I think you're wrong.
Hold on,
I think it's right.
Listen, a judge's job is to make sure that the witness tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. If so help you God, that's how it works. So if I catch any of them lying, I'm supposed to say something as the judge. It just happened that she was the first one. She was the first one to do it. If anybody else does it, I'll do it to them too.
Can I interject real quick?
Go.
That's for interpretation of the truth.
Can I question the witness, or am I not allowed to question her?
Go ahead.
Okay. Are panel members allowed to ask questions, Erica?
I thought so.
So and let me clarify my question. If you're on a panel and we're discussing a topic and someone makes a statement, are you, as a panel member, able to follow up and question that person on the statement that was made?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see that Chris made a statement and Meek followed up with a response?
Yes.
Okay. When Meek asked him the question, did Chris answer her question?
No.
Okay, so who changed the narrative? I'm curious.
That's not true.
I'm asking a question. Who changed the narrative?
That's not true.
If Meek asks you a question and then you don't answer her question, so therefore she has to follow up, who exactly changed the narrative in that scenario? But you don't have to answer. Strike that, Erica. You don't have to answer it. Let me answer another question. Strike that. I don't need her to answer it. I already made it clear. Playboy made a statement about hoeing. What was the topic about, Erica? Can you please explain the
topic was, is hoeing a good way to get over a relationship?
Is that in fact the same topic that we were discussing?
That's what we were discussing, but Chris, no.
So what about Meek's question? Did her question ask about hoeing, or was it a different topic?
She asked about hoeing. She asked how he felt.
So how can you change the narrative when both questions were about hoeing? Thank you, Erica. You were a great witness.
Thank you.
Hey, I object. First of all, if the video is replayed, what she just asked that witness, it don't hold up. It don't have no court. It don't have no right to. First of all, he did answer her question. If you play the video, you can hear him answer her question. She was kept questioning him, and she kept trying to redirect her question to force him into an answer. So if we play the video again, he did answer her question. I mean, can we play the clip again?
Are we not allowed to ask more than one question?
Right.
Yo.
All right, let me
say
turn.
this real quick.
I rest my case.
I think it's JT's turn.
Go ahead.
All right, look. All right.
I forbid.
Okay. Since Tawana thinks everybody's trying to just vote against me, I'm gonna be honest. Listening to Erica, she changed my view on it. Because when the question was asked, Was that question just for women? I disagree with that. I think that was a general question, even though it was on a women's panel. I said that on the show. And listening to Erica, she didn't change the narrative. What Meek did, I think when Chris was answering his question, he was cut off kind of with a reverse question on the same narrative. Because if you look at it,
Object. That's not what the question is asking. Did she cut him off? It's asking, did she change the narrative? I just want to object because I think we're talking about stuff that's not related to the question. Who changed the narrative is the question, JT. I'm sorry.
You're right. Well, look, all I'm saying was, all right, to answer the question, was the narrative change? It wasn't, because I feel that question was asked for general men and women. I didn't take that question just because it was on an all-woman panel. I took it as a general question.
So, in your opinion, nobody changed the narrative?
No, Meek did not change the narrative.
Oh, no. The question is who changed it, not Meek. So nobody changed it.
I object. Can we object, Tawana?
You can't object. You're not a lawyer.
You are pushing the witness into.
What the judge? Hold on. The judge is asking me. Hold on. Ask your question again.
No,
ask your question again, C.Y.P.
I've been accused of trying to be biased, but the question doesn't say, did Meek change the narrative? It's right there on the screen. It says who. It doesn't say Meek. So if he doesn't think it was Meek, does he think it was Chris or no one? That's what I'm asking.
It was no one that changed the narrative.
Thank you. Just like you did, Miss Erica, in the first question. What are you talking about? All right, then. That was nobody. So Ralph has something to say.
So I went. When he was asked the question, he answered by saying, first off, I wouldn't talk to no chicks like that. So it became about him, which was what inspired her question, asking him personally. That's why she asked him, well, do you do this in your life? Because he said, I don't talk to hoes like that, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how her question came about. He initially wanted to go around it because he didn't want to answer the question because it was pointless. It wasn't about him. But even so, he still answered the question by saying he doesn't get in a man's business, but if someone asks him, then he'll give his opinion. That was answering the question. When she didn't get the answer that she was looking for, then it blew up. Thus, the narrative of the conversation changed. It became more personal than it was ever meant to be.
Can we see the clip?
Can I just make a statement that let the record show that, he did explain that Chris did, he did bring himself up in the statement and say I, and Meek actually followed up with a question related to the statement I. So he did himself, the witness just explained that is what happened, and that is what I just explained happened as well. So I think that's all I have to say about that, is that Chris did make the I statement, and it was followed up with a question.
And for the record, let me rebuttal to that. Yes, he did say I, but the question was proposed to Chris. It was no direct question. It was what we took away from that video. So when you speak of yourself, I didn't know we was in English class. I didn't know you can speak of yourself and I didn't know you speak of yourself and we. We're playing word games here. The man broke the question in the understanding of his perception, and he put himself into it, which most of us do, because if we're going to answer a video or a question, we're going to speak of the question the best way we understand it. So sometimes we're going to say, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. It does not change the fact that when Chris gave his answer, Meek wanted to question his answer with her question. That makes her change the narrative because she never answered the question for herself. And it wasn't even no question. She never answered the video footage for herself. She immediately wanted to attack what he said and his response of what his perception was. That's the narrative changing right there.
All right, listen to me. I'm going to tell you something. That's round one and round two. Round one, clean sweep. It wasn't even close. Round two, let me tell you something. Miss, think I'm biased. Like you know, I rock with both of them, right? Like I've known both of them for over 10 years. I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm going to be impartial. This second one, when Ralph said Just like Erica slipped up when Ralph said he made it about him. He said it. When you changed it and made it about him, when the panel was talking about what you said, I was like, shit, you said it. AJ caught it. I caught it. Tawana caught it. I gotta say, round two goes to Chris. Chris was the one who changed it for round two. Round two, Chris loses. I'm biased. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't believe it.
Can I say before we continue, this is just another example of a big miscommunication with men and women, where a lot of women have this idea that we as men, when it comes to these things, it's about winning an argument or whatever the case may be, a debate. It's never about winning. It's about coming to the truth.
Yeah.
No man definitely here gives a damn about winning an argument, because that doesn't make a difference. It's about what's right and what's wrong. If somebody doesn't like an answer that because it offends someone that they like if Meek is doing something she messed up on, that's called accountability, and it's the same for Chris. So this ain't got nothing to do with winning. This is about the truth. If you messed up, then you messed up. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. There's no emotional attachments to this. That's what being a judge is.
It's so emotionally attached to everything.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Ralph. And I think the women do get that misconstrued because they're thinking the men is always trying to beat the women or win a debate against a woman. But it's like he said, it's coming down to the truth. So somebody was right and somebody was wrong, or it might have been they both wasn't right and wrong together. But it's not about the men always dominate beating the women. I think that's what the women are always ready in a defensive mode to attack the man.
I agree with that.
All right. We are moving to 3. Remember, we got 7 rounds. It's 1-1 right now. Don't get
7
flustered.
rounds. Oh my goodness. 7 of these.
Don't get flustered. Don't get flustered. Okay? If you get to 4, you win. Okay? We had 1-1. Stop. And I'm telling you something. Y'all keep badgering me. I'm about to go get the gavel. When I get the gavel, it gets crazy around here. All right? Are y'all ready?
Sorry, Judge. Sorry.
All right, let's go.
Act or talk like that. Curious and trying to have a nice conversation. I'm going to defend the person that's trying to have a nice conversation, not somebody that's keep cutting other people off, because that in itself is disrespectful. So I'm not taking up for that. That's why. I've never seen no man on this panel besides my brother start off with disrespect to any woman on here. With disrespect.
I'm just saying that sometimes I feel like you're hypocritical in that you're calling out some behavior but not others. And
but in my response, I said everybody.
Chris, I've seen
it was very subliminal.
Men be disrespectful on this.
Meek, you can't tell me what it was. I say what I was.
It was very subliminal.
I'm not scared.
You don't be scary. Nobody said you were scary.
He said, hold on. I'm coming on here with what? Hey, be quiet. Let me talk. I came on here with my little what?
And also,
I came on here with my little what?
You can come in here and be all peaceful, but guess what? Yes, I yell. That's how I express myself.
No, you know what the problem is, though.
No, let me finish.
No, Meek, but that wasn't for you though, Meek. That was Tawana and Chris, and you keep intervening.
No,
that wasn't for
you.
You kept
what he said.
You kept side. You kept siding from the side. That was Chris and Tawana.
I agree with him.
No, but no, you can't do that.
All right. The question is, who jumped in first? I'm not gonna tell you how to get this, but I'm writing down this number right now. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
These
the
questions
numbers written down.
So bogus. They so bogus.
Okay.
Hey man, like you can't. Oh my god.
Tawana. Tawana. What would you like the question to be from that video? We want to hear your question.
An impartial question would have been like, who do you think was wrong in the way they handled the argument, instead of who jumped in first? Because like it's not too much room to grow with who jumped in first, but it is room to grow with who do you think handled the argument, because then you can say, okay, well, I believe this for this reason. That's all. I feel like it's just not an partial. It's a impartial. It's not a
Oh my God.
partial question.
Okay, so
they just seem very partial, and it's going to paint.
Hey man,
Tawana, do you think that the question
Hold on,
is
real
like
quick.
talking about you? Is that what you mean by that? Like, do you think it's more so aimed at you with that question? I'm asking you.
No, I don't. I'm not. So for me, is that what this is about?
No, I'm asking because you said that it was
I really
impartial.
feel like I'm just defending Meek. So if
No, I'm just asking.
trying to like put me on trial on a slick way, that's cool. I don't really.
No, I'm asking because you said that it was impartial. So I'm trying to understand what you mean. I never said.
I think that clearly Meek jumped into the conversation. And I think that the question is basically implicating her just based off the question. I think that an impartial question will give a neutral stance and therefore allow us to build from. That's my opinion. But to me, it's clear that you guys want Playboy to win. I'm okay with that.
Okay,
but I'm just letting you know that I noticed that the questions are not impartial. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
at what point in the last round did you get the
C.Y.P.,
impression it
why
was
don't you
about
add on
somebody
to the
winning?
question? So I guess so.
Episode.
How you feel about that? Just add on to the question. That could be one part of the question. Then add the part that Tawana keeps saying about the.
Hey, I disagree. I disagree.
I won't this question. I'm just saying that I just think they're impartial. I'm not.
I disagree.
I'm just bringing light to that. That's all I'm saying. I
don't
think that
listen,
is wrong. It's hard to answer that.
I disagree that we need to change the context of the question, because when a conversation is being had, jumping in and cutting somebody off can easily take the conversation down the wrong side of the street. We on here as a panel, we got multiple screens on here. If somebody's talking and multiple people coming on, so who jumped in is a legitimate question, because who jumped in could be considered disrespect. And we're going in the context of how this conversation went and what happened with these two. So if the questions is troubling, I mean, maybe somebody needs better antics of how they communicate with somebody on here, and you're getting. No. I'm not making nothing personal. I don't want nothing to be taken personal. You keep having problems.
It's not personal at all. It's
I'm saying
the question is not impartial. It's a partial question, because you want Meek to be implicated as who did the jumping in first. That's what impartial means. It's just a definition. It's a fact.
Okay,
it's not me trying to say it's something else. It's what it is. All I'm saying is that if you ask a question in a neutral way, and then you can present, hey, she jumped in first, and so that is wrong because of this, and that. But if you are
Tawana, okay, all right, we're good. We don't need a round 3 then.
So if you
want Tawana, we don't need a round 3 then. We don't need a round 3 because she clearly lost round 3 then, because you just answered it, right?
I didn't lose anything. I said I would defend the question. However, I am calling attention to the last 2 questions were partial, in my opinion. And so I can see how the rest of the questions are going to go.
I mean, she arguing the case for me.
Hold on, J-Mac. She just won the last one, but all the questions are impartial. But it's 1-1. But it's 1-1.
I thought the question was impartial, but I did the best I could do.
Oh my God, boy.
You can tell how the rest of it's going to go, but it's 1-1. Listen, if your client gets into a fight, the judge is going to ask who threw the first punch. If they have a video, should they not play the video because it's going to show your client throwing the punch? Of course they're going to play the video. The judge does not know who threw the first punch. He has to ask this question. So since we have a video of the fight, we play the video. If your client threw the first punch, they threw the first punch. If they didn't, they didn't. If they did, you may be able to say he was in danger, he felt provoked, he felt like his life was threatened. Those are ways to convince people that the punch was justified, instead of just getting upset and trying to erase the evidence, because I cannot erase the evidence. If she jumped in, she did, but you can still convince people that it was justified, like you did last time. You just convinced people that she changed it because of Chris, and it worked.
I understand, but I mean, do I need to use all my brain power for every question? Like, come on now. All the
You're the attorney.
Partial. No,
the attorney.
no, because J-Mac don't have to do much to defend that because the questions are centered around.
Insult my way of what I have to debate, but you the one crying to the judge making excuses every time a question is posed.
Well,
so like,
this was a real court.
we
I'd
gotta,
be able to feel
I didn't know this was the Tawana question way she dope show. Like, I didn't know it was the Tawana question and what she think it should be, way it should go. Like, let's just
exactly, Brandon. I'm a good lawyer. I just stopped the plea deal. You're right, Brandon. No, first of all,
hey, listen.
They trying to change.
This is why. Let me make a point.
Y'all hear me? Y'all know I'm right. Y'all hear me? Y'all
this is why we go.
Whatever.
This is why we get to where we get to now, because when a question or a video is played, somebody want to talk about taking it down the street and then around the corner and then jumping back in the car, then leaving again before we could just get down to answering the question from our perspective. And see, that's the problem. Like, people they want to change the topic of discussion so it can fit their argument point or narrative or what their subjective is or whatever they want it to be, but they don't ever answer the question. They want to talk about everything else.
Thank you, Miss.
Who jumped in first? Clearly, Meek jumped in first. She was in violation, and we saw it first. And the video shows it. I don't even have to argue this point.
All right.
Question.
Exactly. You don't have to argue.
Can I talk to say, please? So this is I didn't get the rules prior to coming here about the dialogue and how we're supposed to talk to each other. Because to me, we're all here and we having a conversation. You try to give people time to talk, and that's fine. But if we talking and the girls is talking and we like, yes, girl, we know what you're saying. We talking to each other. Y'all get so upset, and I'm so confused. I don't know what this is, but y'all get so upset. Meek, they were talking. Tawana and Chris was talking, and Meek.
You jumped into. You jumped in.
And me too, because I'm like, yes. Because that's us communicating with each other. Tawana's fine with it. Tawana didn't care. We said it while Tawana was talking, and we all understand what's going on when we do that. But for some apparent reason, y'all don't let us be women, but you want us to let y'all be men. Y'all keep saying we emotional, we this and this and that. But y'all want us to come at y'all like y'all like a Simba, but y'all don't treat us like we royalty too. Y'all don't do the same for us. Y'all want to be treated like kings, but then when y'all talk to us, it's y'all women and you modern women and what y'all think and all of that. And y'all like that, all me did was ask a question.
Somebody background.
Is that me? Let me make sure I'm mute.
But all me did was ask a question. And for some apparent reason, whenever a woman on here asks you a question or challenges you,
Erica, your background echoing.
The back is echoing.
Yes.
Hey, Judge, is she going to answer the question or she's going to give us her top story?
Meek wasn't talking to y'all. The answer to the question is she never jumped in because Meek wasn't talking to y'all.
Oh my God! Hey, can I have her removed? She's clearly lying. She's clearly lying. And she's going. Listen, he has a hidden agenda. The video clearly, the evidence, whether you agree with the question or not, the evidence in the video shows her jumping in, and she's clearly going against it.
I think that they're mad because
nobody's mad, Tawana.
See how you set up the questions, like to paint me in a certain way. But it's cool. I will say this, that it's been said. I don't have any issue with how Meek intervened in that process, and I never, if I have an issue with how someone says something, I'll be direct and say it to that person. And I never once had an issue with anything that Meek did in that particular show or any other previous show, because I know that she's cut me off before, but I already understand Meek's personality, and I don't confuse passion with being rude. And so for me, she's very passionate. She's a very passionate person. And I think that when she has a rebuttal to a question, it's like comes to her head. And I understand being on a panel, how like you have to get it out, like right when you say it. And so for me, I don't get offended by that, because I feel like that's kind of the culture of what we do when we're on YouTube. And so I understand that, and it doesn't make me feel like she's being rude. She isn't being rude, actually. I feel like she's just
I gotta call you out on that.
No. I got 90 seconds to give my spiel. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. This is how I feel. And I don't feel, I don't personally feel that she's disrespectful. I personally feel
that wasn't a question.
Okay.
That wasn't a question.
She asked was he cut off. I don't have to answer the question, right? I'm supposed to.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Everybody else is supposed to answer the question. Y'all keep intervening in my comment. Okay. Meek,
Meek just was doing.
Meek, from my perspective, is just a very passionate person. I don't confuse passion with being rude or jumping into a conversation. Me personally didn't feel that she had intervened or jumped into it because I think it's an open discussion and I am open to everyone having a comment about whatever question I pose or say. So when she did respond, that's how I felt, that she was just responding to what I was saying. So.
Judge, how did we even get down that street? Because if Chris would have been able to answer his question or his perception from the video, we maybe wouldn't have got personal, because when the conversation became very personal when the question was thrown back at him instead of answering the video message. And if I think we'd have stayed on the context of answering the video message, I don't think we would even got down to that argument. Nobody would have to cut nobody off. Nobody would feel disrespected, because we was actually talking about a group of women in a video, and we was giving our perspective of it. So it got personal when somebody wanted to ask certain questions. Some can argue. They were being very. She was attacking him. She was attacking his question. She was questioning him as a man. She was questioning him as his character. Like, the video didn't say, "Hey, Chris, let's question Chris characteristics, how he is as a man, how he moves, and how he do." I didn't see a video that said that. I didn't even know we was talking about Chris until the conversation went that way. So going back to the narrative changing, going back to cutting off, if you play the video and we line the video up how it goes, all of that happened, and she's guilty of it. It's just that simple. You got to accept that.
All right. Keith.
I didn't see the beginning of it. Yeah, I didn't see the beginning of the change.
All right. All right. We're going to have you neutral. We already know what Erica. So you believe that nobody jumped in, right?
No.
Okay. Nobody. Okay. JT, did anybody jump in?
Absolutely, and absolutely somebody jumped in. But I want to give a little story, because I don't think this was the same episode. I think this was the episode before the episode. Erica was speaking, and the same thing happened, and then somebody else, I can't say their name, made a bold statement talking about, let her finish. Y'all always cutting her off. Let her finish. And the same thing happened in that situation. So when Tawana question was asking Chris, Meek was doing the same exact thing. So if Tawana could make that bold statement a show before that, and we could respect it, they got to do the same thing and respect it on the other side. So Meek absolutely kept jumping in.
Can I question the witness?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me question him, because I'm gonna have to. Okay, JT. So when those questions, let me just say, when that comment was made about Erica. Oh, first of all, let me just talk about Erica. Do you think Erica overpowers and overtalks people on the show?
Sometimes.
You do?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Give me an instance where she's done that.
She did it the same show that when you made that bold statement, and when you told J Mac, and I think I was trying to defend Erica at the time, you cut both of us off. You told us let Erica finish.
I cut you off. Did Erica cut you off? Was the question, not me. No. I cut you off, and I know that. I'm asking about Erica.
Erica was doing it. She was doing it the same show. After you made that statement, she started doing the same thing that you had a problem with.
Is Erica? So, are you saying that on this show, Erica is presented as an overtalker and person who does not respect the panel? Is that what you're saying?
She's not the top one, but she'd probably be the second or third one.
And let the record show that he's lying. because Erica is known for being very neutral and being a very easygoing, calm person. So
that's not
I disagree.
That's not a lie. Hold on.
This is my rebuttal.
Can I object? Can I object myself?
Okay.
You can't object yourself.
I'm just going to say that Erica, in most cases, don't get to finish her statement. And so what I did in that moment was intervene. And so I'm asking the witness, he's clearly painting her opposite of her actual, and you guys be the judge. But her perception and the way she is viewed on the show is not as an overtalker. We all know that Meek is viewed as the overtalker, and I am not defending, and I am not going to deny that, and Meek doesn't herself. But we know who Erica is presented as, and so I really just wanted the witness to be honest.
However, I was being honest, but Judge, excuse me, Judge. The same show that I'm talking about, Erica was doing the same thing Tawana just had a problem with. So she was cutting people off when J-Mac was talking and Ralph was talking. Erica was
doing it now.
talking them.
That's what I'm saying.
So if we go off, if we go off of, hold on. If we go off of the percentage, it's Meek and then it's Erica, because she start cutting off a lot of people too.
I have to cut y'all off because y'all would never let me talk. Y'all would talk. Swear to God. When I first got on here, I was trying to, I would fill everybody out on what's going on.
That's right.
And that's just how I start off anyway. And I had to do that because I would never get to talk.
Hey, C.Y.P, can you bring that little statement back up, AJ?
If I don't get to talk to y'all, and then everybody be like, what Erica was saying, I never get to talk like that.
She talks. Hold on. You know one thing she does do? Erica talks over me more than anybody. Like I'm serious. Erica talks over me more than any damn body.
It's not on purpose.
I'm about to get the gavel because I'm about to sick of her.
It's because I can hear you.
I'll be like,
I want to object. I'm going to object because we just had somebody describe somebody's character, which hasn't been proven to be a fact. We can actually play footage of Erica doing it multiple times of cutting people off. So what Miss Tawana just presented for her character, I'm being cut off right now.
Erica cuts folks off all the time, but everybody does it at times.
That's right.
With her argument she just presented to try to clear Erica's name and image, we have footage, and I have to receive medication for all the time. I am cut off because I'm struggling over here, and it attacks my anxiety, and Erica does it quite often. So the doctor has prescribed me for medication because it bothers me and my nerves go upside down because it just when she cuts me off, because she don't be speaking about nothing and she cuts people off. So just like I just said, Tawana,
she don't cut people off. She intervenes when it's necessary.
Can I do this?
No, because I didn't say I didn't cut people off. I admitted that I cut people off.
On behalf of her
I'm not on trial today.
Okay, you just tried to argue on behalf of her character, but that's not a fact.
Her character has
proof
if
of her
it was
doing
not
it.
impartial people, she
just admitted to doing it herself. She just admitted to saying
today is your special day. Today is the day that everything goes your way. Today is the day that you were born. Now come on, y'all. He got it going on. It's his birthday. Hey, it's his birthday. Hey. From January to December. Everybody got a day that they gotta remember. You gotta turn 18 or 25. Come on, y'all. Let's go and get alive. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Go ahead.
Hey, bro, you should have did that other one on the sofa. That was weird right there.
I know. I was like, it's my birthday.
A case created just so Chris can be looked like. But this is lame, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now.
How many times she gonna do this?
Yes.
I just know that that's what y'all doing. It's so funny.
Okay,
I'm going to still represent my girl because she
J-Mac.
She is right, y'all.
Tawana, J-Mac, hold on real quick. Panel, in an honest answer, who do you think gets more talking time on this show? Males or females?
Females.
Meek Meek dog people over here with a conversation.
Ladies.
I'm gonna say women.
Okay, Tawana, who gets more talking time? Women or men on the show?
I need to think about this question because I feel like. Go ahead. I'm gonna think about it.
Erica, who gets more talking time on this show, the men or the women?
Meek gets more talking time over the women, but I thought it's set up that way because she was one of your main people. You know what I'm saying? And then the men, the men
always some cry me a river, boy. Like they always got to cry me a river excuse.
I mean, this happens all the time. I get mid-sentence. Lord.
She partial, that person. They've been partial the whole time. That must be y'all friends.
I don't know what.
AJ, women.
They're partial the entire time.
The men overall get more time than we do.
AJ is trolling today. AJ,
no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
AJ, you trolling today, but it's cool.
Overall, the men
Truth
get
is
more
the
time.
truth.
Meek may talk more than us.
Hey, Meek is a woman, right?
I'm gonna say that
get more time than us.
I agree with what Erica just said because Meek she gets more time than everybody. And so that's fine. And I understand that. But I don't know if she counts as all women, like, because we don't always get, like.
Is she not a woman?
No.
I feel like the next person is either Ralph. Like, I think that Ralph gets.
That's not.
Nah, you tripping.
I think it's Ralph.
You tripping.
Nah, I think it's J-Mac. It's not Ralph, trust me.
J-Mac.
Okay, so J-Mac and Ralph. So I think the men.
You need to. See, that's a shot right there. Because everybody know I barely even say anything up on this thing. I be sitting back in the cut, and I've been sitting here this whole time, and you've been talking. So it ain't got.
C.Y.P. You know what? Meek need to go get paid.
Ralph. I am the lawyer.
So, technically speaking, so am I, and I haven't said a word.
You a lawyer?
No.
If somebody asks me a question on here, I'm giving my perspective. I got the right to be questioned as a lawyer. That's okay. You could be the lawyer, but the point is,
no, C.Y.P.
I ain't saying nothing.
Lawyer. I'm saying what I'm saying is that he told me that I was going to be the lawyer. That's the only reason I'm.
You know what?
C.Y.P. How many times we heard? Let me finish. And let me finish.
C.Y.P. You need to ask the question: Who respects your rules the least on this show? Because we know who that is. All right then. Because
when she's not
you just changed the narrative, bro. You just changed the narrative.
I sure did, and I'll hold myself accountable on that one. I changed the narrative.
That's exactly what's going on here. She's being unnecessary. She's bullying. She's hitting me below the belt. She's doing all of that just to defend me. That dude was gone. It was a touchdown already. He was out of here.
I ain't hit below nobody though.
Here come Tawana with a dirty shot.
What? Wait, me and Ralph had a funny exchange. I didn't dirty shot anybody.
We talking about the video. The video.
I didn't do that. No, it was not. That wasn't me in the video. Stop connecting me.
That was you that connected. You hit that little man that ain't had a chance.
Ralph made a funny joke that was hilarious because he changed the narrative of that conversation. We need to put Ralph on trial next. Who changed the narrative?
I've been on trial since I've been on the show.
Hey, it's funny how
we gotta keep going. It ain't over yet. We're not gonna allow Tawana to weasel out of this. It's not happening.
I'm not gonna weasel out. I'm done.
That's 2-1, right?
I'm gonna defend these. I'm gonna defend the biased questions. I'm good. I'm gonna defend
2-1.
Yes,
2-1, Chris.
Well, J-Mac, they clearly need you to win, right? I mean, they making it easy for you. You ain't even
look, she don't have a strong attorney. She ready to take the plea deal.
I ain't trying to take no plea deal. I'm just easy, Chris. I mean, y'all want him to win. It's clear. I don't know if the audience is not idiots.
Hey, the truth of the matter is, you might just have a bad client. That's all. Let's
No, Meek is actually amazing for your show. I wish
Please, C.Y.P. continue.
She's a bad client. You're defending her right now.
But she was good for the show.
She's still a bad client here. Like, what are we gonna do? I mean, I'm trying to have you. I think you're good enough. I think you're good enough to sway people, but it's not gonna work if you keep saying it's biased. Then people aren't, you can't keep badgering them.
But I'll do my best.
All right.
Nothing, because it don't matter. I don't come on here to shoot shots. Let me chime in. But it does nothing though. It does nothing. Can I chime in? But it does nothing.
You know what? It got you on your pulpit, right? It got you on your pulpit, right?
I'm always on my pulpit. I'm always on my pulpit because I know who I serve. I know who I serve. Who do you serve? Who do you serve?
You tend to fall quite a bit a lot. So
you said what? You said what?
You know who you serve, but you tend to fall quite a lot. So please tread.
To fall what? You obviously know. You obviously know nothing about God. It ain't about not falling.
Please tread lightly.
I don't. Meek, you just words, man, and you're a woman. Come on, man. Like you just words and you're a woman.
There it is, chauvinistic ass biasness. There it is.
It is because a man. You know what? You know why? Because a man wouldn't be talking to me like this. That's why. So that's why I'm saying you're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. I'm not going to sit there and get mad and go crazy on a woman.
All right. And you notice I played the whole thing. I didn't just nip it up, the whole situation. The question is, who insulted who first? And the reason why these questions are there, because these are the complaints I got. And insults, cutting off, this. Every single question that is posed was questions and concerns that were brought to me. So my job is to see who did what when, because this is what I was told. Is this true? Did Meek insult Chris first? Did Chris insult Meek, or was it all fair play? That is what the attorneys are here to help you decide. The number is going to be written here. Boom. Guess the number. Tawana, you won last time. You go first. No,
4.
No. You said 4? Mm-hmm. Okay, J-Mac, pick a number.
8.
The number is 2. That means Tawana gets to decide who goes first. Who goes first?
J-Mac.
All
right. Look, that was a clip. You gotta understand. It's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm trying to hit it clearly. I heard Chris refer to her as a woman, which she is a woman. She's not a man. He said he served the Lord. He served God. She questioned who he served, or questioned his walk of faith, and somehow, and he defended that, and I believe he asked her, "Who do you serve?" And she started to critique his faith or his struggle. And then he made a comment saying that it's about the struggle or something. I couldn't hear it clear, so I'm trying to rebut everything I heard. The first insult I really heard is when he was called chauvinistic. I didn't hear him call out her name. He called her a woman. She is a woman. So someone can say that might be taken as disrespect, but referring to a woman as a woman, I don't see how that could be taken as respect. And if you listen to this point he was trying to make, he was saying you're a woman. That's why he don't want to go back and forward with you. That's what he said when he said you're a woman, because he didn't want to go back and forward. Because most men don't feel comfortable with going back and forward with a woman on the show, because we don't feel like that's just the way it's supposed to be. Or once it crosses a certain street, we don't want to cross that street. So the first insult was given by Meek with calling him a chauvinistic. I don't know if she said asshole or nigga. I couldn't hear the call back and forth.
Timer. All right, Tawana, you up.
Here's the thing. I think that Meek was very clear about how she felt about him in that moment. Clearly, there was some back knowledge that we all are not privy to, because I was not really understanding the exchange. But I will say that whatever was said seems like it was based on a communication that has previously been maybe a perception that people all think about Playboy. And I don't think that it was
That's not on the video.
Like,
I don't. J Mac.
Why are you talking? Why are you doing that? He's like seriously bad. Like this is supposed to be a fun joke. Like what the hell? I see, and I'll be done with this because I don't know. No, I'll be done. Like I will get off of this because I'm not about to be arguing with nobody over a joke. Like this is supposed to be like fun. Chris is gonna win. You see the fucking questions. Why are you even mad? Chris is gonna win. He's gonna win.
I'm not mad.
You're gonna win the tribe. Trust me.
I'm not mad. I just don't think while we're bringing up stuff that's not being presented.
I can't even finish my statement, so go.
Let her finish.
But you don't have a statement.
Just let her finish.
Whatever. If you want, like it's stupid. This is really stupid. Duh. Like okay.
Go ahead and finish, Tawana.
No, it's just like whatever. Like I'm done. It's like I'm not. What I'm gonna keep on fight? Like you, like really, people visibly getting upset and arguing with me over my statement. Like
I'm not upset. I'm debating you.
No,
I'm not upset.
To debate me. That's the point. I was supposed to say my 90 seconds. When you talk, I didn't say one word. Not one.
You
word.
Bringing up stuff that's not on the show.
This is my time to speak.
Man, I got you. You good.
But I have 90 seconds to present my side.
Go ahead, Tawana.
But Ralph, I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say. Like I'm just
me either, but just pick up where you left off.
I don't remember.
I said me neither.
Damn, I was trying to say what I gotta say. I was trying to present it, and it's like now it's like ooh, visibly upset. Like, come on now, seriously.
Tawana, you did get mad previously, though. You did get mad previously. I
didn't intervene though. I did not comment.
He definitely overstepped this time. He definitely
I did not comment. When they are commenting, I don't say anything. I'm purposely muted. I don't say anything. And I don't
oh my God, boy.
Verbal. I don't do that. I'm just saying. All I'm trying to say is that Meek did not insult him. It was relevant to whatever was presented. In my opinion, whatever you presented on the show, if you are a fake or fraud and somebody calls you that, it's not an insult, it's the truth. And that's what I think, okay? And that's how I feel about that conversation. I think that there was previous knowledge that we're not privy to, and I could tell by the exchange that there was something deeper going on. And you guys need to pay attention to that. There was a deeper argument. It was not an insult. It seems like it was factual information based on previous knowledge. And I agree with what Meek said. And I think that she did not insult him. I think that he meant to insult her, but he didn't. Because calling her a woman really wasn't insulting. And I don't think that. I think the exchange was a fair game. That's my opinion.
All right. Keisha, I'm going to say so. You're going first. You got to stick to the topic. Based off what J-Mac said, based on what Tawana said, and based on what you saw in the video, do you believe anybody insulted anybody? And if who did?
Based off just the clip, I'm going to say Chris's energy, like the way he was going about it seemed kind of insulting. Like it's going to make anybody defensive, like if anybody's talking that way. And if anybody remembers, like prior to that, he had went on a rant, and his energy, you could tell he was angry. So to me, when they're getting ready to rebuttal and they know you're talking to them and he said something slick, like, so I think it was Chris, and it started with his energy.
And you guys can rebuttal.
I got a question for that. Okay. Miss Keisha, what she's failing to mention is the video is an ongoing video of them going back and forth. He was arguing, going back and forth with multiple people. So she wants to judge his energy and his response to Tawana, Erica jumping in from the side, and
I wasn't even in the video. My phone messed up. So don't put me in that. I wasn't even in the video.
Like I said, I remember Chris was going back and forth on that video at one point in time with Tawana, Erica was jumping in from the side, and then Meek jumped in. That was a continuous video of the argument that took place. So rather his energy is up for questioning, which I want to pose to Keish. I mean, you can't take the context of what was already going on. So the energy had already got heightened from what was going on. So how can you say that was insulting when the insult had already occurred by Meek, who cut him off and put him in that type of temperament?
No, because I'm going off of because Chris spoke first, and then they went into that exchange. So Chris started that like with the second time. So like, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
Okay,
In that Chris had his whole let him get it off, and then they were going back and forth. Chris was the first person to speak in that clip. His energy was already, you could tell he was already aggravated or agitated in the way he was talking. He wasn't talking like his calm, normal self.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say that.
So now, from now on, energy is an insult. Okay, I want you all to know that. Energy is an insult on this show from now on.
Okay, impartial judge.
And also the way he said women, and when he said woman, he said it in a condescending way. Like, you're a woman. Like, that's condescending.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can
Keith,
I ask a question?
You're below. Like, why are you coming at me? Like, meeting me with this kind of energy?
I would like to question.
Okay.
Hey,
the show.
Can I?
I'm not done questioning. I'm not done.
I just want to question.
That's also speculation for his condescending. Like you object. Now you kind of like pushing that. Hold on. That can be a narrative actually that you're pushing off in it, because Meek is clearly a woman and he was stating the fact that she was a woman. I just gave you the reason why his energy. I just gave you the reason why his energy was high, and because we can't stop. The video was stopped, and he did start as he was speaking, but the video still was ongoing video from the previous how the argument was going, and the argument had got heated at that point. So Chris came in, and you're matching his energy off something that was already going. Because if we want to match people's energy, well, Meek energy was already high when she started cutting him up and chopping his questions up. So let's stay on topic.
I am staying on context. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. I'm telling you, can tell people by tone keep condescending. Like, I'm not changing it.
The question is insult, not condescending, but go ahead. See that?
Can I ask?
Condescending is it?
Can I ask questions to the witness, please?
Go ahead.
Keisha, is body language a form of communication to you?
Of course it is. Yes.
So, in that body language, did you see Chris move his hand in an aggressive way toward the camera?
Yes. Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Did that behavior exhibit aggression to you?
Yes, and it matched his tone, right?
Oh my God.
And so when Meek followed up, Ralph was like, when Meek followed up with a rebuttal, she was responding to the form of body language, in your opinion?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
Yo, I gotta interject real quick.
No. I'm the lawyer. You can't be objecting to my stuff.
I'm not objecting. Now I gotta say this. First off, this is the type of stuff that causes rape cases. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Hand moving in you don't get much body language from a dude sitting behind a camera talking into a mic. Now I get the finger and all that, whatever. But let me ask you this. Let me put it to you like this though. We say that Chris insulted her first by calling her a woman, but one thing that a lot of people misconstrue, especially women, is you don't understand how to gauge disrespect from a male's perspective. When you insult a man's walk of faith, when you don't know who he used to be and he's trying to change, and you're mocking him about stumbles, that's personal. So then he came back with, you're a woman, because as the man that he realized himself to be, it makes him look bad arguing with a woman. That's all principle. So no, it's not an insult, because in real cultures, not Western culture, but real cultures, a man arguing with a woman is an insult to himself. Let's bring it over here. How often do you see a pimp argue with his worker? It don't happen. She gets disciplined, but it's like, because it's order. Now that's on a base level.
Ralph, listen. I'm supposed to present this case to the best of my ability. That's all I'm supposed to do, Ralph. Okay.
If
And
you
I
look at
think
the
I
clip
did.
again,
I think I did. I think
I'm going to say this, Tawana. If you look at the clip again, if it got played back again, the first insult was when she insulted his faith, his stumbles. That was where it started. So that's
not in
going to
my
the question.
opinion.
It
Ralph,
said who insulted who first, and she insulted him on a personal level because when people change their life and someone who doesn't really know them
Background is that.
judges their stumbles, since we talking about energy is a act of aggression or whatever, okay, words are very powerful.
But see, let me tell you what you're doing, Ralph. You're proving my point that you guys just want Chris to be presented.
This ain't got nothing that this you're not hearing what I just said. This is not about this. The question is who insulted who first. When the clip played, you hear her. Well, I hear you
But I just
stumbling.
proved my point that verbal communication is a form of communication, and that is seen as an insult. And that was my only point. And I asked Keisha a follow-up question. She answered it. But it's not really fair for you to question my what is the argument? That's not fair, because I am presenting a great argument. And you just defended my argument.
All right. Everybody else, JT didn't get the answer. So right now we know for sure Ralph said it was Meek. Keish said it was Chris. JT, what's your answer?
I was actually looking up the definition. I can't because Keish did bring up body language can be insulting. And I'm trying to put myself in that situation. Like, if I see somebody getting aggressive, I'm not really worrying about their words. I'm worried about their body language. So I have to say, if we go by insulting, because that's why I want to look at, can body language be considered insulting? Because if I thought to answer the question first, I heard Meek say something insulting first. But since Keith bring up the body language, Chris was. I know why he got loud, but I know at the time why he well, I'm gonna say it again. I know why he got loud, but his body language did look aggressive at the time. So I don't know. If we go off of that, I'm gonna have to be neutral with it. I think they both was insulting each other.
I won't rebuttal to that. Okay. I don't.
You gotta ask me a question. You gotta ask me a question. You can't rebuttal.
Right.
Just
I
ask me
want to ask you a question.
JT, I asked before you. Excuse me, JT. You said the body language, but can you go back on the temperature of the conversation? Because if I go back to the video, they both body language was very animatic. They was talking with their hands. You had multiple people talking at the same time. So why are we questioning one person's body language instead of the other ones when everybody was doing it? Like I'm talking with my hands now. When you go back to the clip, Chris was pointing, talking with his hands. Meek was doing the same thing. And we look at the screens, everybody was talking with their hands. So why is he being held accountable to the temperature of the conversation where it clearly had already went? Because we already knew the conversation was going that direction. Why are y'all just holding his body language to accountable? Like, I don't get that.
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, J Mac, attorney J Mac, I say both of them had body language, and it was assaulting. They both was assaulting each other. So, what you want me to single him out? That's what I saw now.
Can I ask a follow-up question, JT? I can ask a follow-up question?
Yeah, you do what you want.
Okay. JT, so in your opinion, is yelling a form of aggression?
Absolutely.
Okay. So does it matter what you're yelling, or is just the fact that you're yelling, is that also a form of aggression?
Wait, repeat what you just said again.
The fact that you're yelling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're yelling aggressively. Is that a form of aggression?
Yes, that's a form of aggression.
Right. So did you really see Chris yelling in that clip? And did you see him yelling? I just want to
Well, the clip was split.
Yes or no? Did you see him yelling in that clip?
I'm sorry, I saw two people yelling. Chris was yelling and Meek was yelling.
I asked, did you see Chris?
I know what you asking, but what I'm trying to tell you is, I saw two people yelling.
Let the record show he's not answering the question.
Hey, JT, you have to answer her
He
question.
will not answer the question.
All right. I saw Chris yelling in the video.
You saw Chris yelling in the video, and did you see him, in fact, use body language along with an elevated voice? Did you see that?
Did I see Meek use body language?
No,
you asking me?
I am asking about Chris. The focus is on Playboy. Did you see him use body language and an elevated voice when he in that clip? It's okay. You don't have to answer the question. Let the record show that he's
okay. Can I ask next?
Witness.
Let me ask. I got another question for Keith.
Keith, got a question for Keith.
Hey, I got a question for Keith. Okay, Keith, did you see that on this show? Do you agree that the temperatures get kind of riled up when people get cut off, or we kind of go back and forth? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yes.
I need an answer. I can't hear you.
Yes. Is it muted?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree that most of the people in that video who was engaged in that conversation were what's the word? They were using hand gestures, their energy, their body language was clearly show they was committed to a debate or argument of some type. Do you agree?
Are you talking about the two people involved? Yes.
Yeah, the two people, yeah.
Yes.
She said yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, my phone. All right. For the last thing, so wouldn't you agree that the body language was already at a stage from the previous conversation before this clip that we saw? Because we was a part of it, to where they were already in a stage where they were going back and forth, and somebody felt somewhere along disrespect came long before we saw this clip. Would you agree to that?
Leading question.
No, I can't assume that because I can only go based off the clip, right?
And that's the truth. If you ask the question, that's
Yo, C.Y.P, you gotta play it back. You gotta play it back.
Excuse me, I have to talk to the lawyers. We have been asked to play the clip again. Is that okay with both lawyers?
No, I'm not okay with that.
Right.
I will. Hey, yes, play the clip again. Yes, we can play the clip again.
I'm not okay with that.
That clears up all these
completely
opinions.
unnecessary. We've already talked about the case.
The clip states the facts. We got to go back to the evidence.
I don't even think J Mac should have been able to question the witness again because she had already been done and off the witness stand. So I think that was just like against all rules, and we should have stayed on JC. That's just my opinion.
The way it works. This was the first one. Tawana got it. The next time this is brought up, it will go J Mac's way. Next one goes to J Mac. This one goes to Tawana. We cannot play the video. Okay, we cannot play the video. So right now we are literally. I think something's wrong with Erica's phone. Panel, guess we are going to need your help. It's a tie right now. We got neutral, yes, and yes. Neutral, yes, and yes. Who insulted who first? Was it Meek? If it was Meek who did first, put Meek in the comment section. If it was Chris who did first, put Chris in the comment section. Chris was accused of body language insulting. Meek was accused of straight up insulting.
That just kills me right there. Like body language is so.
That was a good one.
Where Erica? Where's she at?
Look, if we gonna talk about body language insulting in the same clip, she had very aggressive head nodding.
I am a lawyer
in an aggressive manner. So
I am a lawyer. You are not a lawyer, guys. You are a.
Hell nah. I can't. That don't even make aggressive.
That's funny, boy.
You are not an attorney. Me and J Mac are the attorneys.
J Mac, can you tell these higher ups that she was nodding in an aggressive manner to match that? So
They both get points.
I will defend
Yeah.
my client.
I already,
my ability.
Brandon Maurice, stop talking and give us a name. N.O.,
I
give us
had
a name.
already,
AJ, give us a name. Davidian, give us a name. Y'all got to participate. So,
no, I'm saying,
Ralph,
like, can they just
okay.
get
Yeah.
points?
no, it's equal now.
I'm trying to wait till they clear.
Let the record show
Hey,
that it should be based on the argument presented by the attorneys, and not your own personal beliefs.
that's not. You can't dictate how they respond.
Okay.
They hear multiple people speaking. Oh my God, is she a dictator? She want to dictate the
jury
question.
members.
She want to dictate the response. Like we in a
Two
dictatorship.
jury members. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, go ahead and pick Chris.
All right. Listen, as of right now, round 4 is a draw. It is 2-1. Still 2-1 in a draw.
Oh,
Miss,
the first thing.
yes, Miss. Everything is, everything is for Chris, but it's only one ahead right now. My God.
I know.
Let me
I
do
should
my
have been a
thing.
lawyer in real life.
I know what I'm doing here.
Wait, so Tawana's winning?
See, the problem is people want to see it again so they can answer, but Tawana struck it from the evidence. She struck it. I'm with Ralph. We got Meek. We got him. No.
We got
you know what?
Jerry called it a draw.
You know what? I did call it a draw. I asked y'all to answer. Now y'all, it's too late. Even though you see it, and if you in the chat, you see somebody just gave an answer. Now the question is, can we hold that answer that just came in accountable, or do we strike?
No, you already gave the vote. Nope,
right,
you already gave the vote.
Cool, neutral. I ain't got no problem with that. We moving on. Listen to me. It's close. I told you I ain't got no dog in the fight.
So it's 2-2 right now?
No,
2-1.
Draw. 2-1.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Y'all ready? I'm gonna go with this one next.
You don't need certain things that some women value with men that can take care of and provide. So why should I compete with your ass when you got your money and you have a standard that you already feel and need and tell yourself day to day that got you in your position? I'm not knocking that. Maybe you can go boss around a chump ass nigga that need that shit or need a woman that can take care of him. Can I finish my question and what I took? For the perception on do men need money? Do men need women with money? Women that have money, do men need them? That's what I took the question that was asked. No, they don't. They don't need to be in competition, and there shouldn't be no dick measuring contest between them two. So no, men with that have money don't need women that have money. That's my answer.
Take women with money. What page is 15 on? What page is 15 on?
I missed that one. I guess I wasn't quick enough to catch it. Chris,
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we.
Yes. That is the question.
Okay.
I also got comments to me about subliminals. Okay, so that's why I brought up the subliminal question. The women were saying Chris throws subliminals. Okay, there was no proof of that, like directly. So what I want to know, because
so you just proved in Chris' case.
No, page 15 is an actual statement, right? Everybody assuming Meek said something or Chris said something. That's for congestion. I don't know. But page 15 has nothing to do with the conversation at all. I don't know what page 15 means. The question is, I'm not here to sway nobody. It's up to Tawana, up to J-Mac to convince the audience either was or it wasn't. It's not on me. Let me write the number down to see who goes first. Tawana won again. Tawana, what's the number?
7.
J-Mac, what's the number?
5.
The number is 3. J-Mac is closer. J-Mac, you decide who goes first.
I'm gonna go first. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo. All right, because my stuff messing up. Y'all gave me clear, like y'all can hear me, right? I ain't breaking up or nothing, right?
No, you good.
Okay. All right, appreciate it. Was page 15 a subliminal? I was so passionate and locked into my statement I forgot where that came from, and it was brought to my attention the movie that it was played in what the scene it was played in the what's 15 page 15 of subliminal. The kid asked the teacher in the movie The Wood what page is I think 15 on or something like that. And they started making a reference on how stupid he was, and they started laughing at him because he asked a crazy ass question. So when I stated my statement, which I was responding to a question that was posed on the show, she threw a subliminal in there by saying what was page 15 on. So I don't see how that could be nothing other than a subliminal. I mean, she didn't say she disagreed. She didn't think she debated me on. She basically borderline called me stupid. If that was directed to me, because I was the one speaking, so I can only assume that it was. Nobody else was speaking. It came directly after I made my statement, and my responding argument for the topic that was displayed. But it definitely was a subliminal. It was a joke too.
All right, Tawana, you up?
So we all know the movie and we all know the reference. And so therefore, something that is blatantly meant to be offensive is not a subliminal. She meant it in the direct way that she meant what she said, and she said it in a way that conveyed a entertainment value to the comment. So I will argue that no, it was not a subliminal. It was a direct dig at the comment, and she meant it as a dig. So no, it wasn't a subliminal.
All right. All right. All right. Listen, before we go on, do we need to play the video again before we get deep into it and people ask again? If we need
Yes,
to
play it again. It's I won, play it again. I won, play it again.
All right, we're going to play it again. I pressed the button like I was pressing something right. I got to go get it. There you go.
You don't need certain things that some women value with men that can take care of and provide. So why should I compete with your ass when you got your money and you have a standard that you already feel and need and tell yourself day to day that got you in your position? I'm not knocking that. Maybe you can go boss around a chump ass nigga that need that shit or need a woman that can take care of him. Can I finish my question and what I took? For the perception on do men need money? Do men need women with money? Women that have money, do men need them? That's what I took the question that was asked. No, they don't. They don't need to be in competition, and there shouldn't be no dick measuring contest between them two. So no, men with that have money don't need women that have money. That's my answer.
I'll take women with money. What page is 15 on? What page is 15 on?
I missed that one. I guess I wasn't quick enough to catch it.
Chris,
All right. Again, you heard both. Tawana said it was not a subliminal because it was a direct shot. J-Mac said it was a subliminal because he didn't know at the time what it was until he went back and checked. Okay. Keish, you first.
I'm gonna say it was not a subliminal because J Mac knew exactly. I agree with Tawana. Who she knew who she was talking to, and she was making a joke to let him know he was on the wrong page. Like J Mac knew who that was for. Subliminals are they have nobody's name and nobody knows who you're talking about. It's like an insinuation. No, J Mac knew exactly what like the shoe fit. So
Okay, can I let me ask you something? Okay, Keish, subliminals are something where it's not made direct. Nah, just because I gotta ask the question. Shit, I do this. Keish, will you agree that she didn't directly say I was on the wrong statement, right, or the wrong page? Would you agree to that?
yeah, but there was an assumption that you would know what she was saying when she said it.
No, but yeah, gotta answer the question.
No, see, assumption can also lead into a subliminal because it was direct. Because if it was direct, she'd have told me, "Hey, J Mac, you're on the wrong topic, or you're arguing a wrong point." She didn't say that. She didn't directly say she was doing it. She cracked a joke. It was funny when I really understood what it was. And if you looked in the footage that played twice, I said, I guess I missed that, and I don't know what it is when everybody laughed. So I didn't know what it was. So I don't. So how can you explain that not being a subliminal when a person said he didn't get it and it wasn't direct or directed to him?
That you said that after the fact. So she assumed before and then she said it. She didn't know that you didn't know until after the fact, right? So you can't hold her accountable for information she didn't know.
All right, Keith, let me ask you one more question. Will you agree a subliminal is anytime you make a statement around something and it don't direct it to the actual person? She didn't say J-Mac. She didn't say a name. She just made a statement. Will you agree that's a subliminal?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Oh. Do you have any questions, Tawana?
I sure do.
Go ahead.
For the witness, it's a lot of static. I just want to make sure my question is well.
I'm a mute. Erica, and I'm gonna unmute you when you're ready.
Erica? Oh, okay. Because I don't hear it no more. I think now that Erica. So Keisha, do you agree that J-Mac was speaking, and after he spoke, Meek, she made her statement?
Yes.
Okay. So, in your opinion, was it a direct response to what J-Mac said?
Yes.
Okay. And if you were to think about subliminals, do subliminals intentionally, I don't know, I guess, avoid making a connection to the person?
Yes, because it's supposed to be a hidden kind of thing.
It's supposed to be hidden. So you wouldn't know based on that. However, Meek made the statement after J-Mac spoke, and you agree that we all knew that it was in connection to what he had just previously stated.
Yes, I agree with that.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. JT, was it a subliminal?
To answer the question, absolutely was a subliminal. It was said for somebody not to catch it. It went over his head and stuff like that. So she didn't direct it directly to him. I could bring up another situation about that happened on the show, but I'm gonna leave it on this topic. But it was a subliminal.
Any questions?
Hey, JT, let me ask you a question.
I would like to follow
JT, can I ask you a question?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. JT, you said it was a subliminal. Do you agree that J-Mac clearly didn't understand from the video scene? Did you think J-Mac understood the joke at the time?
Absolutely not, because how he responded, like, okay, that went over my head. I didn't get it. And everybody else was laughing, but he wasn't laughing. So it was definitely a subliminal.
JT, do you think Meek directed anything directed to J-Mac in that statement after he responded to the question that was asked?
Absolutely not. And Meek is on Meek is on film bringing that up about somebody else being more direct. But I'm gonna keep it back on this one. But she didn't bring your name up in the question. So it definitely was a subliminal.
JT, my last question. Give me your understanding of what a subliminal is and what you think a subliminal is.
Like I say, a subliminal is when a person, like in this situation, was talking directly. You were talking, and then after you finish, a comment was made, and it wasn't directly at you, but it was at you, but it went around you, and everybody else caught it, but you didn't catch it. So that's the subliminal.
Okay. I thank you. Thank you. I rest my case.
Any follow-up questions?
Did you look up the definition, or did you decide that you wanted to define it in your own way? I just want to make sure that you looked up the definition, or did you just decide like what subliminals means in social media terms?
I did not look it up.
Okay.
Let
the record show that he did not look it up, so therefore the definition is irrelevant. Let me ask you this. If I told you that subliminals have nothing to do with your consciousness, would you say that regardless of whether he was conscious of the joke or not. It was subliminal. It wasn't subliminal. If I tell you that it has nothing to do with your consciousness.
All right, are you asking me a subliminal question right now? Because I'm kind of.
If I'm telling you that it has nothing to do with your consciousness, how is it that how can you explain that if you don't have to be conscious that it's a joke?
If you're not conscious of the joke and the joke was made, I think it was subliminal for the person not to catch it or be conscious of
the
joke.
You don't want to go with what the definition. You just want to think about it. Okay.
I mean, I could look up the definition if you need me to.
Do that, witness. It's okay. You prove my point. That we will go with emotions and feelings over the actual truth. And that's all I wanted to show.
Okay.
All right, Erica, you up. Was page 15 a subliminal shot?
I thought it was subliminal, but I didn't think it was a shot at him. I thought it was just something that they knew. And I just kind of put two and two together. That just means that we're just not on the same page. I didn't, that's all that I took from it. Like saying a way of saying that you weren't on the same page or not seeing the same view. I didn't take it as something that I would be extremely upset about.
Can I just say, Erica,
can I ask a question?
Your count.
Can I ask?
What?
He's trying to go ahead.
Okay, let me ask Erica a question. Erica, you did say you agreed it was a subliminal, right? You did say that in your first response.
Not subliminal. I mean, maybe it was like it was a message.
He did say.
Didn't know what it meant.
Hold on, Erica, did you say when you first was asked?
Subliminal because I'm using the word subliminal. I don't think it was a subliminal message. It was just a message you just didn't know about.
She said yes. Did she say but?
Subliminal.
Hey, hold on, Erica. I asked you a direct question. I'm not asking no subliminal question. I'm asking you a direct answer. What you answered to first when you was your turn. You said, did you use the word? You agree that it was a subliminal. You said yes. Didn't you say that?
I used that term because you did.
Did you say that or not, Erica? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
It was a subliminal because you didn't get it.
Oh, all right, thank you. I accept that. She agree.
Yes. But
okay,
I don't feel like it was like a dig, like it's the way she was saying it was that she knew what she was saying, and I could fill in the blanks, and basically we just ain't on the same page. That's how I got it. I don't know.
Can I ask you a follow-up question, Erica?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you confused at who the message was directed to during that time?
I just feel like it was directed towards you, that you knew what it meant. Go ahead.
Meek made the statement of, what did she say? I forgot what she even said. Wait. She said, what page was page 15 on or something like that, right? She said, what was page, okay, what page was 15 on or something like that, right?
Something like that.
From the wood, okay. Did she say that statement after, who made a statement first? And then she responded. Do you remember who made the statement? Did you see the video?
I don't remember the second part. Okay, because I out for a little second. I remember that part.
So but I didn't see the video. I can't question the witness. She didn't.
I'm sorry. I remember the statement, but I don't remember like who all she was talking.
You don't remember. He just showed the video.
I'm assuming that it was J Mac. I'm believing in my memory that it was probably J Mac that she was talking to. Because he was the one that was like, "What is that supposed to mean?" He was the one that was more offended by it.
No, Erica, just for factual, I wasn't
questioning the witness.
Thank you, witness.
I was more offended because I remember J Mac.
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.
So,
I didn't take it offense.
Do you believe that that is an insult?
No. And if you no, I don't.
All right. I'm sorry. I guess I.
Hey, for the record, Your Honor, we not arguing if it's an insult. We was arguing it was a subliminal. Can Can we still,
Well,
contact
why
that?
would there be an argument if it wasn't an insult? Why would we care if it's subliminal if you weren't insulted about it? Maybe it was, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you weren't insulted about it, why is it a question?
Explaining our power. That's funny, nigga.
My
That's funny.
David.
All right, we did not get to Ralph. Ralph. Hey, let's make it simple. Don't pull no Erica on us. Was it a subliminal? Page 15.
Yes, it was a subliminal. Do you want me to elaborate or
No further questions from the witness.
the goddamn subliminal?
That's funny.
All right, let me see. I think we got the last one coming up.
Hey, C.Y.P, that's 3-1, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the gap between the train and the platform? This is
Talk to us, man. You're right. Is he with you? Can we get first aid? First aid to now. Sit down, brother. By the breeze. Come by the breeze. Get the fresh air. Get the fresh air. I'm first aid trained. I'm with my exhausted.
What was that?
Wait, what?
Hey, y'all gotta follow that dude, man. That dude funny. He funny. I'm gonna tell you who he is after. But anyway, right now we're coming up on the last one. Tawana got to do something to pull out her hat because if it goes down right here, it goes down. Everybody calm down, take a breather. Take a breather and calm down. Okay? Last one. Let's
It
go.
is because a man, you know what? You know why? Because a man wouldn't be talking to me like this. That's why. So that's why I'm saying you're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. I'm not going to sit there and get mad and go crazy on a woman.
You're going back and forth with a woman. Ooh.
Because you won't be quiet. Tawana asked me a question, and again, you jump in, as always, trying to be the savior, but then when people are talking crazy, you pumping your arms for bullshit. Nobody's on. I'm not on here for bullshit. I'm not on here for bullshit.
Let me get in. Everything that comes out your fucking mouth is bullshit, Chris.
Is that right?
You heard what I said, right?
What do you? Come on. No, speak on it. Speak on it. Y'all going too far. Y'all going too far.
You heard what the hell I said, right? You heard what this woman said,
You going too far, Meek. You going too far.
Hey, Chris and Meek, let me say something.
Last one. That is the most important. That is the most important one. Okay. And it says, who took it too far? Ladies who think it's biased. It doesn't say Meek. It doesn't say Chris. It says, who took it too far? Or did anybody take it far? It's up to you. It's not up to me. I'm going to write the number down. This is the most important argument of the night. I'm going to write the number down. J-Mac won the last one. J-Mac, guess the number.
7.
Tawana, guess the number.
2.
The number is 1. Tawana gets to decide who goes first.
J-Mac.
All right. Who took it too far? If anybody took it too far, who was it?
Okay. Let's keep the context of where this conversation had went. They clearly have been going back and forth. It's been an argument. You can see from the other panelists, they've been trying to get in. I think I said something like, hold on. I think my brother interjected a few times, JT. And I think from just the looks in the faces of everybody, they've been going back and forth. So the conversation has already heightened. So let's not question nobody's body language because they both in violation when it comes down to body language. They both talking with their hands. They both spearing emotions. And so the temperature is there. So we don't have to discuss how they got there. We already know how they got there. Last but not least, Chris was saying he called Meek a woman, which Meek is a woman. I mean, whether your opinion on how that was said, the fact of the matter is Meek is a woman. Let's keep that in context. Last but not least, when Chris spoke on bullshit and coming on here for bullshit, he didn't direct her as bullshit. He didn't call her bullshit. She called him Mr. Bullshit, and she called him saying you full of shit. She directed everything back directly to him. He was in a defense of saying why he come on here, what he does. He accused of cutting people off. He accused of disrespecting. He actually said the statement, "You come on here for bullshit." That was an opinion that could have been perceived anyway. Never directly clean it to her. Meek decided to go back and direct it directly back at him and say, "You're bullshit." She took everything and directed directly back at Chris. So in the midst of a heated exchange and argument, that I would say Meek definitely directed more intentional disrespect towards Chris, and Chris was just speaking in defense of a back and forth where they clearly were arguing to see who can outtalk who. But Meek was more disrespectful with her digs, with her words, and everything she said towards Chris.
Time. Good job. Wanda, you up.
I will just start this statement by defining gaslighting, okay? It is a form of manipulation. It often occurs when a bully targets and creates a false narrative of reality. And that's exactly what happened in that situation. And what often happens is the person who is the most vocal is often seen as an instigator, but it is, in fact, the person who is calm, presenting this neutral stance that is, in fact, putting manipulation tactics and gaslighting individuals so that they can respond a certain way. And you see him call her a woman in a demeaning way. We all witnessed it. You see him gaslighting her. Her response was warranted. No, she did not go too far. What often happens is people ignore verbal communication. People ignore all of the other signs of someone being overly aggressive, and they jump right to the person who is vocal and accuse them of, say, the instigation. But we all know what gaslighting is. We all know the tactics. Lots of men use it, and Chris is no exception.
Good. All right. Let's start it. Man, look. We starting with Erica. Erica, start us off, okay? Who took it too far, if anybody took it too far, based on the video and the arguments that you heard from both attorneys? Who took it too far?
I think that the whole situation was just taken too far by the men. I think that they interject as well. They hype the whole situation of asking him a question. And that's all she did was ask a question. This whole situation started because for some reason, whenever we speak, whenever we ask a question, whenever we challenge you, it's no, that's not the subject matter. And disregard whatever topic or view that we have that we want to discuss, or maybe get to see you in a different way. Our opinions are rejected. And when we interject and challenge you to think a different way, we are being as disruptive and disrespectful. And in the beginning, Meek was very calm to me. She just asked a question. And it was that Guthrie didn't like what she was saying. So then everybody got upset about it, and it turned into more than what it was supposed to be. We could never get, and that happens to our conversations a lot. So no, I don't think Chris was wrong, because he was really, like everybody says, was stating his own opinion about what he viewed, what the question was. It doesn't really matter if it was general or not, or about women. Everybody just said what they felt, which was fine. Meek challenged that. And as soon as she challenged that, she became the villain. And it escalated into everybody else. I don't know the reason or whatever the case may be, but to me, I don't think it was taken too far, because of the context of what men feel like is being disrespectful. And all she did was ask a question. It started off very calm, but the demeanor that I get from the men on this panel is, how dare you challenge me? How dare you challenge us? How dare you get off subject? You know what I mean? That's off subject. That's not the point. And you're just going off. You're very dismissive. You are not welcoming in the opinions that we have as women. And then you're like, well, why are you interjecting? Because if we don't, we'll never get a say so. She's very vocal, very passionate, but I don't think anybody took it too far. I do not think Chris was wrong, and I do not think Meek was wrong. I think that what was wrong is what we thought we were supposed to be talking about. I think that us cutting you off or and how you perceive that is what was wrong. The perception of what everybody was trying to communicate was wrong. Not.
Hey, can I ask Erica something?
Yeah.
Okay. For the record, she's on here. I just want to clear something up. All this men we disrespect and don't hear y'all and we dismissive. We got to keep things in context. I think that's where we fall out of, for starters. For starters, we're asked topics and questions on the show that we give opinion to. The problem comes when you force your opinion or your question on our opinion and you don't even answer the topic yourself for clarity. That's where the confusion comes. If you want to bring light on what happened, Chris gave his opinion about a video and a statement, and he was immediately asked a question about what he said instead of the person giving their opinion about the statement. And Erica, my question to you, Erica, you already said your answer.
These conversations that were so what? That is the problem. That is why we cannot. No, I don't care what you say. I do not care. That is why we cannot communicate, and that is why we have a question and we get so off topic to the point where Meek and Chris are having a full-blown argument about fucking nothing.
Okay, Erica, I agree with that.
Of just not understanding that Meek is not trying to disrespect you.
That is
y'all are missing.
Erica, you can't determine.
She was trying to understand. Well, what do you think?
Erica, once somebody tell you something is disrespectful, you cannot determine what's disrespect after that. If somebody say, "Hey, let me finish." If you cut me off, I find it as disrespect. You cannot argue with that person and say, "Hey, you can't take that as disrespect." So what I'm trying to bring clarity is, you keep putting a narrative out there on why we argue when I'm telling you why we argue right now. Chris was responding to a statement, a video, and a question. Meek wanted to antagonize his question and attack with his.
And what y'all failed to realize, let me give this point.
She don't answer the questions, man. She want to talk about everything under the sun.
I won't say nothing else. And I want to say this one thing. Prior to this episode, we had a conversation, and every episode, y'all complain about getting cut off, even though y'all cut us off time and time again. But y'all were upset about being cut off. And Meek y'all don't respect Meek as being one of the main people. She's asking questions for a reason, right? Just like C.Y.P. asks questions, she's asking questions. That's how I thought it was. That she was one of the main people to kind of gear the conversation so that it won't just be on one thing, right? So she's not trying to insult you. She's trying to eliminate the conversation to just one subject or one view.
It becomes insulting once you redirect the conversation of what somebody is answering a question to. That's the point y'all feel not realize. When somebody's answering a question, Erica, and you redirect it with your questions off a question that was posed to them. Now let's keep it in factual context. If I'm asked a question on the screen, is the color of this screen pink or blue? And I answer to be pink, and then you arguably debate me on what I said. That's how it happens. So that's
it's not that simple.
On here.
No, it's not. My thing is, y'all don't just asking different questions or presenting different views.
Did you say Did you say we reject your opinion or questions?
All she asked was a question, and it was a very big problem for y'all.
Okay, Erica, you're right. You're right. Did you, Erica, in your statement, original statement, did you say we reject your opinion or your questions? You said opinions, correct?
Either or. Either or.
No, you said you reject your opinion, correct?
My part is this. Prior to this episode, y'all were complaining about Meek and you couldn't get through it, and she interjected, and he made a point, Carlos made a point of saying that he's not going to stop her. That's what he said prior to that. Y'all need to be able to get in and say what y'all need to say, but a lot of her points were valid. And not, they weren't just valid, but they were valid because she had things supporting what she was saying. So it's like, if she speaks her mind, he's not going to keep shutting her down for y'all. Y'all need to learn how to get in where y'all fit in. That's what I got from it. So then the next episode, she brought it to you. And she said, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? And it was a problem. And that's why that whole thing between her and Chris escalated.
Can we move on from deflecting?
About y'all response to her interjecting. You say
can we move on from the deflecting? She's deflecting. She's changing the conversation to fit the narrative. Can we move on to the next person? She's not answering none of the questions I asked, and she's deflecting. Let's move on.
You think? Listen.
Can I ask you a question, Erica?
Yes, ma'am.
In your opinion, do you think that the questions kind of box you in to answer it
a certain
way that would demonstrate that Meek is the guilty party?
Yes, I do.
How many of the 7 questions do you think were geared toward Meek's behavior and how she behaved on the show? I think maybe 5
first.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Like, she interjected.
You can't lead her.
So here's
the objection.
You basically said she was deflecting and all this other stuff. You gave
you're leading her.
Over and out.
Objection.
So I will definitely give my opinion because you
go ahead. Hey man, it's a wicked world to y'all. Y'all only understand what y'all understand. Y'all only understand what y'all understand.
I think that. So, in your opinion, was it fair for me to question what Chris said, and did you see it?
Oh my God!
Yes, I did think it was fair for her to ask questions because that's what I thought she was here for. To be kind of help guide the narrative a little bit.
That was my point, that she is a panel member and she should be able to fairly ask questions without being criticized or ridiculed. I agree.
When this show is her and C.Y.P's face that I see, and I see Chris. So when they get into their groove and they're talking, I let them do their thing between each other because I felt like they were the main panelists. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. They created a whole case so that Playboy was right.
Yeah. It's more. Hey, can you just give me the case that she's clearly saying she lost?
Even though Meek was right. Even though Meek was
beautiful.
Wave your flag,
to be honest.
I mean, Tawana, wave your flag. Just wave it. Wave it.
I'm not waving anything.
I mean, I don't really care if you won, and I actually give you the baton. I mean, it was easy.
I don't need a baton.
You can have it.
I just need you to say I won and I'm better than you.
Well, actually, she won.
Was doing her job.
Because all the questions had to be geared toward her in order for
Tawana, all I want to hear you say I'm better than you. That's all. Just say I'm better than you. That's it.
You're fine. That's good. You're better. You're better at.
Thank you.
You're better at defending.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
all right. It's listen. Now we gotta calm it down. The verdict is in. It was Meek's fault. Pretty much. It was Meek's fault. It wasn't a clean sweep, and y'all did a good job. Y'all did a good job debating it. Definitely did a good job debating it. But you took an L. And Erica, as much as you talked, you didn't really help me because you did a whole bunch of neutral voting. A whole bunch of neutral.
But it and I stood up on it.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at your neutral either. I'm not mad at that. But
okay, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? If you really want to be Team Meek, you should have been Team Meek like her and just saying Meek for everything over here lying.
I mean, it's
very good point that I agreed with. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, because they didn't listen to the argument. They didn't listen to the argument. They just strictly went on what they wanted to say. Because if they actually listened to the argument, I beat J Mac in every last argument that I had.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You
Tawana.
had no convincing argument.
Okay, Tawana. Can we speak facts, Tawana? Because the facts have me tallied at more than you. So whether we're going to argue,
people believed me with the subliminal.
Tawana.
It was
Tawana.
all
so
in
just
my favor.
Final thought. Why was she the one at fault? Please explain what we're missing. What are we doing when we talk to y'all that seems so very disrespectful to you?
Stop saying we. Stop doing we. I do that a lot. Meek is on Twitter. Stop doing that. Don't add yourself.
Are you?
She want to add herself into it.
I'm not adding myself, but I just don't.
I can answer that question.
I just don't feel like initially what she presented and the question she asked. Yes, she did ask the question quickly, and she interjected. She did. Why
Can I answer that question?
Rude and wrong. That's all I'm.
AJ, we're not friends anymore. Just FYI.
Hey, can I answer that question? No, go ahead.
AJ, me and you are no longer friends, AJ.
Ralph and JT ain't speak, y'all. I give them brothers the floor. They ain't get to speak. Ralph, you want to answer that question?
Hey, let me render this verdict real quick. And then can
everybody answer it.
Okay.
Chris already
go back to this conversation.
Wanted to pay
Okay.
as the bad.
After we rendered the verdict, and now we got to talk about the sentencing. All right. There's a sentence for this. You can't just lose and just walk away. Things happen after this. I'm the boss. I bang the gavel. So Look at that. I created that just now. I didn't create that beforehand. Just to let someone know. No, but seriously though, on a serious note, Meek may not be joining us again. And I want her to be here for this episode to defend herself. Chris didn't want to be here for it either. And I'm gonna tell y'all something live because I'm a real one. I created this show for everybody, not just for myself. I contacted Tawana personally to be on this show because I like her vibe. I don't take nothing she do personally. I contacted Meek because I told her and she got that spice. I contacted Chris because he was already on YouTube doing his Instagram thing. Everybody else fit in so perfectly. It pisses me off as much as I go to the bat for everybody here. I get calls from everybody about everything, and I always say, Erica, mute your mic. I always say, stop complaining, toughen up. The show is called Controversially Correct. It's going to be controversial, but hopefully at the end of it, we come to an agreement. What I'm mad about personally, as the creator, as the boss per se, don't start nothing and then run from what you started, okay? Everybody here may get mad about something in the future. Cool, bring your asses back. Come on back, it's not personal. Don't start nothing and then leave while everybody's sitting in limbo. This show was centered around me. Y'all know that. She's my homegirl. She's her best friend. I didn't want to bring her into the situation. But if you're going to start something and make Chris uncomfortable and y'all got something going on that nobody know about, that ain't my damn business. I don't care. You feel me? But keep that between y'all. Be friends here. We supposed to be friends here as well as debaters, right? It's male versus female. I like that dynamic. But it's going to be hard to have a show where we really get along each show because men are different than women. We are going to argue. It's cool, but don't take it personal, okay? Don't take it personal. I hope to have Meek back in the future, but I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm not trying to kick nobody off for real, and I'm not trying to let nobody back off that don't want to be here either. I'm not trying to do neither one of those two. So respect me for not taking nobody's complaints and getting nobody up out of here. So stick around, right? But if you're going to keep I'm uncomfortable. I'm this, I'm that. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this once. Fuck you and that sensitivity. If you can't handle YouTube, stay off of it. That goes for the men and the women. If you can't handle Tawana arguing with you today, it's gonna make you mad for tomorrow. Don't come on here. If you can't handle J-Mac arguing with you today, don't do it no more. I don't want to have a show like this where we actually are really mad at each other for real. Not for real. We're supposed to like each other. We're supposed to support each other's shows, support each other for real. Like, Tawana, I rock with you. J-Mac, JT, y'all know. Y'all already know. Ralph, you Chris brother. I've been on Chris forever. You know what I'm saying? And you cool with me. I really love your content. Erica, I love your spiciness. I tell people that all the time. Let's keep that together. If you guys got to leave this show for personal reasons, man, I wish you guys the best. You know what I'm saying? But while we're here, let's make this show the show people come to because they know they're going to laugh. They're going to argue. They're going to get mad. They're going to take sides. But at the end of it, they're going to be like, damn, that was a good episode. That's all I got to say, man. Sorry for my rant, but I do care about you.
Let me say something quick. Can I say something real quick? C.Y.P. Hey, that's another thing I'm with y'all. Like, I know I be on here trolling, I debate, I get passionate with mine. I don't take nothing personal. I'm like, I do the movement. I ride back in my chair when I disagree. Like I think I talked to Tawana last week, and I told her the show got to go past things. When I say the show got to go past things, we're gonna have topics where we disagree, when we argue. I'm gonna say something that's gonna challenge what you think. You're gonna say something that's gonna challenge me, but it's never personal. We're arguing topic and disagreements on here, and let's just leave it at that. So like, I don't want to ever feel like anybody on here is getting taken personal, and I don't take it personal, but I will respond with probably a body language, a disagreement. My tone may change, but show by show, the show got to go past it. We can't stay stuck on the same thing. That's all I got.
Anybody else?
I mean, listen, me personally, I try to be cool with everybody on the show. That doesn't always work in my favor. Actually, it works against me in a lot of ways. But I did it anyway. And I do want to, like, even J Mac and even Ralph, like, I always try to maintain a relationship. I reached out to Meek and Erica, like, same with you. I want to have because I feel like that makes the conversations better when we know each other. And like we know, like, oh, I know what Ralph's gonna say, I know what Chris gonna say, I know what Erica's gonna say, I know it. Like, it kind of makes it better. And so, you know, what happens is, though, people kind of can use that against you. So what I will do is, like, I will maintain that, you know, hey, I don't have no issue when I'm on this show. Ralph, me and you, we squashed our beef. You know, I don't agree. You know, me and Ralph gonna butt heads, but as far as our beef is concerned, I don't have no issue. That's why I purposely said your name today, like, hey, Ralph, so you'll know that I'm speaking to you and I'm acknowledging you, right? And so I wanted you to be clear because I feel like we had a good conversation. Do you agree? I feel like we had a good conversation and it went well for the most part. No? Yes? Yep. Okay, good. Okay. I just want you to know that I have, but I do want to encourage everybody to be open to being themselves. Like, I don't want to be censored and silenced on this show. And I don't want to silence or censor anybody else. I want to be able to say how I feel, and I want everybody else to be able to say how they feel. But I want to be able to challenge you when you feel a certain way without y'all getting really mad at me for real in like real life. That's all I'm saying. Because I feel like sometimes people get real mad and it turns into something that it's not. So that's all I'm saying. But I miss Meek 100%. I love Meek. I thought she was so dope. I thought she was passionate and I thought she was good for the show. So I'm going to miss her. Yeah.
I'm just playing, man. Look, J-Mac.
He's annoying.
I shouldn't have done that.
He's annoying. That was annoying.
We were just talking about that today. That I shouldn't have done that. We were just talking about that. I think I'm joking.
Hey,
That's the competitive.
Hey, you not to kill somebody's dream, huh? You not to kill somebody's dream.
I'm playing, man. I'm just playing. I hope one day I get over that. I hope I get over it, man. You know, because I work real hard to put this show together. Y'all don't know how hard I work. I go around asking people questions that I do not know. I go around interviewing people. I do a lot to make sure I put together a good show for y'all, man. So, you know, I don't like y'all treating the show like, nah, man. One day, this show could be great. And I want all of us to get there together, man. I wanted all of us to get there together. I mean that. But anyway, it's late. We got to go. This is our longest show ever, man. It's getting crazy, good, and fun. And I ain't going to say, Tawana, you actually did a great job. Even though you kept crying and complaining, you actually were doing a good job.
I agree.
Thank you.
What you had to work with?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Made that struggle look real good. Yeah,
it was hard. It was hard.
No, for the record, she still took a L. She took an L, but it's okay. It's okay, Jawan. You learn to do better next time.
You had an easy win. That's like when somebody don't even play on the other side. You just forfeit the game.
Yeah.
That's how it went. It was just like a 4. It was like, oh, okay.
That shit. Tawana, the truth ended up being the truth. And you got to accept the fact that was the truth and it was displayed.
All right, J Mac, you won. You are the, what is it? I ain't going to call you that. You won, though. I was gonna say something real nice, but I'm not gonna do that. Not today. Not today.
Let's not make it a subliminal. Let's not make it a subliminal. Keep it direct. So I mean, we just lost that case.
Watch your movement.
Am I gonna be on trial next month?
Watch your movement. Watch that movement.
And your energy.
She freezing up on my end.
I think I am I freezing up?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Hey, y'all.
On my end.
Y'all saw Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
Remember when he went to D.L. Longhouse and was punching and going crazy?
Yeah.
Was he throwing punches or insults? I just want to know.
You say Meek or Tawan? I couldn't hear you. Froze up on my end.
Hey, you remember he was like, well, man, I can't. I hate it. Yeah. Was he throwing punches or insults? Because his body language was aggressive. I just want to. I'm just asking for the show.
Oh, was he throwing punches or insults? Okay, I get the joke. I'm the slow one over here. That wasn't a subliminal though. That was actually.
I'm gonna dissect that real quick.
Okay. Nah, he was throwing punches. And I mean. Credit to Keish. She tried to win a weak ass argument for her girl by adding that in there. But well, I didn't. Well, it was.
Y'all are so funny. Y'all created a whole case just to say that Chris was right, and y'all did it by adding questions that proved that he was
still.
Like, because
oh my God!
If y'all really wanted to, if you wanted Meek to win, you could have asked questions.
No, I could have won Meek's case better than you could have won. I could have won Meek's case better than you. I could have won Meek's case better than you.
Could not have.
Yes, I could have. Yes, I could have.
They just gave it to you.
I could have. I could have argued Meek's case better than you did.
Ralph, no, you did not win that case. I'm sorry. I don't care what none of them.
That's it. Want a rematch?
Y'all, I'm gonna let the viewers be the judge because it's gonna be fun to watch it after this. Y'all tell us who won this. I guarantee they're gonna be like Wanna Chicken. Put Wanna Chicken in the chat. If I won, I'm gonna tell y'all.
It's already concluded. What are you talking Fantasy Island right now? You're on Fantasy Island right now.
Island boy.
We'll wait until the real show come out. J Mac.
I could have won that argument better than you. I mean, some people have.
It's getting late out here. So what I want y'all to do is stay safe. I don't want y'all catching no black eye insults. They're throwing insults crazy out here. I don't want nobody getting hurt. Guard your grill.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous out here, man. Bob and weave. They throwing insults out here.
And people are gaslighting, right, Tawana?
And remember who started that. Teach brought that BS up all of a sudden.
You gotta get creative with this. Like
you cannot be the judge, Carlos. You are the worst judge ever. You needed to be you are the worst judge. Because
hold her in contempt.
You are a biased.
Hold her in contempt. She need to be up out of here, man. She need to be out of here.
And I don't care nothing about how long
was badgering me. I just
you were against Meek in this conversation. Yes, you were.
No.
Yes, you were. You are biased.
Oh my God! Look at this.
J-Mac, hold on. The truth is, you couldn't chop no videos up to make Meek look good. I'm sorry. If you know what you want to do, this is what we can do. Because this is what Tawana doesn't know. She doesn't know how good I am at debating. She has no idea. She really doesn't know. Tawana, I would advise you just to keep on. You need to get a win against J-Mac because you're 0-1 right now. But if you can beat J-Mac, beat him. I'll do it again. We can set it up and you can get a win against him. You can literally go up against me. We can pick the topic. You can be you versus me, and I'll show you how everybody who knows me personally. I do this all the time.
Let's do it.
I'm good at this.
Let's do it.
Well, you gotta beat me first.
Let's go.
You gotta beat J-Mac first.
You gotta beat me first.
How am I beat J-Mac when your questions are biased and to let him win?
She could be a judge.
Oh my God!
All the men. You did this purposely so that he could win. I mean, it ain't no way you wanted Meek to win with those questions. Ain't no way.
Meek didn't want to win.
No, I don't know what you're saying. You did not want Meek
exactly.
to win, Carlos. It was clear.
Listen. If Meek didn't want herself to win, I could not chop that video up and make it for her. It's impossible. It would have been like this long clips. This long clips. It couldn't be long. Like you saw what you saw.
This chat is full of all y'all friends. Let me tell you, it's not right. Okay, you come over to.
Oh my God, she up there challenging everything. Like everything comes with this. He's like it's building excuses, Tawana. You gotta take your medicine. You lost.
I'm just telling the truth. I don't.
You fought the law won, Tawana. You fought the law won.
I mean, okay, I'll assume that y'all didn't conspire this together, but I know what happened. I was on a show before. I know exactly what people do, so don't play with me. I already know what y'all own. Like, this is stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm just don't play me, okay?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Don't play me, J-Mac.
Me, J-Mac, and JT. We on the show where we argue every day for hours. You don't understand.
Y'all ain't set up like I was.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Our show got 130,000 subs. We do it every day. With every day we do it. Brandon's from there. Majid from there. We do it. This is light.
I heard about them box calls or whatever y'all call them.
This is light. This is light.
Are you talking about or
answer? Is this light?
That was brought up on the show, but that's not the tone of this show. So why would that even be compared?
This is light for us. This is light. But look though, seriously though, if you want to go next week, I'll let her say
as long as you like we can on the show somebody can pick the topic and then we debate, because if it's like you picking the topic, then it might as well be another situation again.
Oh my God,
no,
I
want a neutral person to come on the show and just throw topics and then let us debate.
Hold on. You said a lot of things on your show this Sunday, so we could take from what you said on your show, bring it to this one. You don't want no work.
Okay.
You don't want no work, but if you can argue with James.
I will gladly defend those points. Go, let's do it. That's fine.
Hey, C.Y.P. I might just let you baptize her because
this is what this whole show was about. Y'all mad about what I said on the last show. Like, I'm not stupid.
Nobody's thinking about that.
Yes, y'all are. Look at y'all. Look at y'all bringing it up in this show. Why would you bring it up?
Because you said a bias.
I'm smarter than this.
You said you wanted a biased opinion.
Am smarter than
What's
this?
Less biased than bringing your own topic from your own show and slaughtering you? It's your show. Like you talked about it. Okay. That's perfect.
All right, Carlos. Let's go. We'll do that.
Does anybody think that's unfair? No, it's her show. Let's take her topic from her show. Bring it here. I didn't pick the topic.
Hey, C.Y.P. You go ahead and debate her because I don't want her to sit up here and feel like she's being bullied. She's being taking advantage of. And it's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that.
Right,
Like,
but
I
here's the
got
thing.
you.
Here's the thing. Debating has nothing to do with calling people out their name and cursing. Because J-Mac, that's what you like to do a lot. Okay, and that is not how you debate. Okay, debating is sticking to the topic and talking about that issue. If you cursing and you got to call people out their name and you got to disrespect them, you're
When did I do
off
that?
the debate. You lost.
When did I do, Tawana? When did I do that? I didn't do that today.
The clip, the last clip, that was you cussing and stuff. That was you.
No, I was not calling nobody. That was not directed at nobody. That was me.
You were being rude. What all I'm saying is,
Who was I being rude to?
We just say that it wasn't that serious. Everybody
when you're debating, that's not how you debate. You don't.
I was not debating. I was responding to.
But what I'm saying is, in a
All right,
normal
Tawana, listen. I'm struggling right now because you're telling me what I was doing and you're not allowing me to see what I wasn't doing. I was not debating. I was responding to a question, and I use a choice of words. And you're trying to say I was responding to somebody. That was not directed at nobody. That was me talking when the clip was played.
I love how the animosity is spilling over into this show. It should not have nothing to do with it. Y'all need to keep that separate. But that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring it up on this show, and y'all gonna since I see that it's like this subliminal bullshit. Come on now, it's subliminal. Stop doing that.
What? Did you not ask for a neutral?
Okay, well, let's do it. Since it's neutral, that's not neutral. That's
no,
you bringing up something
it's
that
actually,
you have.
It's actually in your favor because it's from your show, not mine. So it's actually in your favor, right? It's from your show.
I guess I'm just like.
Look,
I guess I'm just an idiot. Then.
Look, I'm gonna take the high road. It's not happening. She can't take a loss. I'm not about to go off. I'm not about to go through that J-Mac and JT. I'm not about to go through that with her. She cannot take a loss.
All right, I lost. I'm okay. I got a problem.
She can't. There's no way she could debate me. It's no way. I'll lose her. I will lose her on the show if we debate. I promise you. She won't come back. She won't come back. And y'all know she won't. Y'all listeners know she will not. I don't want to do that. I'll help me out. I like you,
Carlos.
I like you. I don't want. I don't want it.
I don't care. Like whatever you say.
All right.
I'm not. I mean, whatever you say, it's fine.
All right. So we can go. I promise you, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't matter. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. So I don't care. I'm not going to be provoked. I'm not going to be provoked. It's not that serious to me. I done won thousands of debates. Literally, I don't need to win no more. And that's not to my horn. My family, my friends, they know that. They know it's true.
It's fine. I don't set people up and have them do stuff. Like I don't do that. I don't do setups. So that's the difference.
I just don't know. I just don't know who can do it because I say she do it.
Don't set people up, Carlos. I don't do that.
Erica could do it. I don't know who could do it, so you won't feel like it's
we can have a neutral person. That's
okay.
Yeah.
But you got to go against J-Mac first. You can't just come.
Hey, nah. She could pick some. Hey, C.Y.P. She could pick somebody else, man. Like
I didn't pick you.
She could pick somebody else, man.
I didn't pick you. I mean, C.Y.P. picked you, so you don't say she can pick somebody else because I never picked you.
I mean, Tawana, you could pick somebody else. I don't have no interest to debate you again.
I didn't pick you. I don't know how many times I got to say that. I did not pick you at all.
Okay, thank you. You're right.
So C.Y.P. picked you. I didn't pick you.
Let her pick the topic. She could pick the audience, whatever. Like it don't bother me.
I don't pick the audience.
No. Like, so this audience, you say this audience is full of people who know me, my friends and family. Your audience is full of people who know you. I don't care about the audience. Like it don't bother me. Don't bother me. But on this show, I don't think we should do it because you might not come back to this one. If we do it over there on yours, you probably know, you can mute me and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's all good, So maybe I'll do it on your show. Not on this one though. I don't want to do it here. Is that something you want to do?
I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you guys for coming. We got to go. Ralph over here playing this music in the background, getting sleepy over here. It's probably 9 o'clock over here on the West Coast. So I appreciate y'all stand up
See,
over
yeah,
there.
look, y'all give Ralph a hard time. That man about peace. That's what he playing the music is peace.
Look, he needs to stop talking so much too.
I know.
Because I'm kind of getting tired of his ass. You feel me? Like on the low. But at the end of the day, thank y'all for coming, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what we're about, man. You know what I'm saying? The show is what the show is, man. But C.Y.P, we out. I hope y'all enjoyed the trial, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We gone.
Why you had to do it to him, Kilo?
Blowing up was what I imagined when I was growing up. So it's all gas, no brakes, no time.